Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
You think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it.
Because when he has been in the bright lights and enjoying his time and having fun and lapping it up, no problem, you're the big celebrity. You're in the bright lights, I've been in the dark, in the trenches, in the gym.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
And the new IBO, WBO, WBA, WBC franchise, and Ring Magazine.
People ask me, when does camp start? Camp started as soon as I bet Tevin Lopez. As soon as I batted him and took all his belts, camp started the next day.
What a right hand from George Cambosis, and the takeover went down.
He's a good villain, though. He's a good villain.
Do you feel in charge?
Could have fought anybody. Lomachenko, Devin Haney. Unfortunately, Lomachenko's not available. Beautiful. Devin Haney, step up. Now we'll take your belt.
This is Sparta!
SDS Promotions.
But he says he'll finish his fight as a king. What's a king to an emperor?
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another morning edition with the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nesta Gibbs, coming to you live from Las Vegas, joined alongside the Crip Walking, C-Mac talking, Danny Ringwalk Alvarez. What up, champ?
You are a character. Good morning.
No, I'm saying it is a podcast, so if you haven't already tuned into us live right here on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice, come check out Danny. I think he got a photo shoot with C-Mac, and he about to meet Chris Lovejoy. I don't know. What up, champ?
Yeah, you're funny, man. What's up? How you feeling, bro? I'm digging your shirt.
Oh, thank you, man. This is an Enrique Church.
Enrique
Church.
Not related to Church Bundini.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Not related to Church that we seen in the gym either.
Yeah, Church Bundini.
Oh. I didn't know his last name was Bundini.
Nah, I don't know.
Oh, you just threw that in there?
Bro,
it sound better.
Yo, because when they asked me for his name, I'm like, Church Bundini. I don't fucking know.
You just fucking made a last name?
Well, I hear him talking about Bundini a lot in the gym, so I'm like, fuck it.
You're terrible. Meanwhile, he's like, oh, Danny, man, you treat me good. And over here, you just making up last names for him. Wait till you find out.
That's my man. Shout out Church.
All right. So we're here to talk this morning. Some news we've been breaking. I figured, we might as well continue to follow it and keep our listeners updated. I do believe this is something huge. As I respect hustlers, man. And it looks like Tevin Farmer and his team are just that, and have been able to do that. And we're talking about his fight with Mikey Bey being official, and it will be in Accra, Ghana, like we originally reported. It still is May 21st. The press conference is today at 12 p.m., and they have that planned for about 2 hours. I've never seen a press conference say from 12 to 2.
I'm probably just cover their bases, and they're gonna have like everybody and their mother involved come up and speak.
Only thing that I care is, give me a screen share, Austin. Only thing that I care is that logo is there. That Sprite logo is there, and it's the real Sprite logo. I know you and I scratched our heads a little bit and wondered, because we've never seen Sprite get involved, and this is not a endorsement. According to the press release, this is brought to you by Sprite and Larger Than Life Promotion. So I'm excited to see how this unfolds, who's running the ship, right? Who's sailing? Who's the captain? Because this is a big time promotion, I want some official Obviously, we have the official television partner is allegedly CBS and Fight TV, but I want announcers, you know, and a same pressure I put on Evan. I want them to give me media packages. Not that I think I can go. I don't know what's happening on May 21st. It sounds like an already packed date, or did they find the right day?
Oh, Benavidez Lemieux.
Benavidez Lemieux. Tevin Farmer, Mickey Bay.
In Accra, Ghana.
In Africa, where I've never been. Yeah, maybe that works. I bet you they won't deny me entry. I won't need any stupid visas over there, I bet you. Right?
Any vaccinations?
You think so? Vaccinations too?
No, I'm saying because of the...
Super chat early in the morning. That's what we talking about. Get it going. Who wants to talk about it? Yo, if you haven't already checked out our interview yesterday with Sean Brewer, head on back to our YouTube channel or on any forms of podcasts and check it out, man. Young man has a good head on his shoulders, and he's gotten some elite level work. He's from Milwaukee and migrated here to Las Vegas just to improve his game, and it looks like he's doing that.
Can I get a screen share?
I got Mr. Steal Your Chin that says,
sorry.
just got back from Disney for a week. Wish I could have boxed in Border Wars April 2nd, but it's all good. What I miss? Anything good happen? Salute, TBV. Mr. Steal Your Chin, we didn't have Border Wars April 2nd. That was a few days ago, too.
Yeah, that was like...
No, we were supposed to, though. But, you know, all this happened. It was
Right.
like, how could I have thrown a Border Wars? It was just impossible.
much, yeah.
Plus, I needed to meet Austin to aspire him to be in the chubby weight division. How much you weighing, Austin?
So actually, everybody in the TBV Discord got me on the MyFitnessPal thing again. So I've been weighing myself. I'm at 240.
Oh, yeah, you're a chubby weight.
Yeah.
You and Majimbe. I think Majimbe is short, too.
But I'm trying to cut.
There we go.
I'm trying to go down to 190.
I would throw you in there with Danny, but he's a little animal.
Nah, you're funny. We right now on the screen.
But you and Ryan.
That is the stadium that Mickey Bay and Tevin Farmer will be fighting in Accra, Ghana. So apparently, Bigger Than Life Entertainment has a number of venues throughout the world that they are partnering.
Oh, wow. So Bigger Than, and you know, I was questioning, like, is Bigger Than Life like Tevin Farmer's promotional company?
I don't think so.
No, of course not. If you're saying that they have affiliations with all these venues.
So they have venues in 2 venues here in the U.S. and both of them in Mississippi. They have a venue in Dubai, a venue in Saudi Arabia, and a venue in Abu Dhabi, along with the stadium in Ghana. So just interesting, right? Because me personally, I'm not familiar with Bigger Than Life.
Me neither. I never heard of them till this.
Entertainment.
Never heard of them till this, but good to know that they have a serious track record with some serious venues. That's reassuring. Because, you know, anytime you hear international fight in Africa, you always get worried if it's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
Or is that just me?
No. I think anything, in places where we don't really see, such as Africa, the Middle East, things like that. So definitely... it's interesting. It's just very interesting to me because when I went on their website, like, I'm just interested in who these people are, who's behind it. When I went on their website, they had a picture that first popped up of Deontay Wilder.
Really?
So let me see if I can pull it back up. So I was like, have they been involved with Wilder in the past?
I mean, Google Larger Than Life and Wilder. That'll pop up.
Let's see here. But yeah, man.
But I got a cash app from Anthony Johnson. And obviously he is sending his Buenos Dias love. He says, good morning, Ness and Ringwalk with the TBV fire emoji. Looks like we might have Bigger Than Life Sports Entertainment. What does it say? Give me, you screen sharing. Tell me, talk to me.
No, I'm not screen sharing. I'm just showing you that the first thing that pops up when you go on their website is the knockout of, I don't need a screen share. Is the knockout
of Wilder Fury. I got
Wilder
Big Fish
Spilka.
Vega. Let me jump. Oh, that's Spilka. Let me jump in with these super chats. I got Big Fish Vega that says, you would have lost, Mr. Steal Your Chin. # Big Fish Mafia. That's right. They were supposed to fight each other. We do know that Big Fish Vega was definitely working though. He was training, posting. So, we'll get that going back. I'm telling you guys, man. Let's just give a good 6 months at least of some good old fashioned work here. And all those other things, they'll come. But I think we had a members, right? A member super chat. Oh, because I seen the word membership. I guess you just you're all neat over there with categorization and shit. Like
ugly penmanship though.
Whoa.
Yeah, I wanted to be a doctor. Sorry.
Yeah, I know, right? This guy, ugly penmanship. Check him out.
It's all good.
So I know that this isn't on the level of Haney Cambosis for you. So I don't know, like, how willing are you to go to Ghana?
Oh, like no question, like
really
right now, like we could go to the airport right now, like I'll buy clothes when we get there type, like
wow.
Yeah, going to Africa has been on the bucket list for sure, and boxing has took me just about everywhere that I have been to. So why not continue to allow boxing to do that for me?
Yeah.
So no, I'm extremely excited for the event. It's more than the fight to me. It's the event, and I'm excited.
How much is a flight over? This guy this generation, they don't even consider finances. And he's like, yeah, I'm going. I'll buy clothes over there. Like, what the hell? How much are clothes over there? I mean, is there a currency exchange? I know nothing.
No,
I've not been over there.
I've never been over there. I'm just saying, like, we could have went right now because my passport's in the car. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, my man I got a passport. It ain't in the car.
He said he's ready. He's about that life, Ness. He's ready to go to Australia.
It's
right
crazy.
now.
It's crazy. Look, God made me this old to finally have a male friend with a passport. I've never had a male friend with a passport.
Ever. So
only my uncle. Like, I don't consider relatives friends. You know what I'm saying? Even though they can be, I'm just saying, like, bruh, none of my best friends had passports, and and then you don't really travel with just some dude. Like, if he ain't your friend, like, what is you on vacation with him for? You know what I'm
for sure. And that's interesting though. So you've never been like on a guy's trip, like?
I have,
just not out the country.
I have been out the country, but those guys weren't my friends like that. Like, we were cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went, we had our phase, you know what I'm saying? For a few years, we hung out tough. But look at us now. We're, shout out to DJ Hollywood. He's doing his thing. Like, I just seen him with Kodak Black. Let me pull him up because he did my 2016
appreciation night.
Thank you.
Yo, we haven't had.
He's killing it right now. This was the youngest DJ ever back then. Now, obviously, he's gotten a little bit older, but he's out here killing it, man. He's with everybody. I'm just like so happy for him. I don't want to say proud because I ain't nobody's father. You feel me? But he's killing it, man. He's killing it, and he's staying in Miami, which is crazy because I was living out there, and
in Florida.
Yeah, and I never went because I'm done with the whole party life shit. But he's one of the heavy hitters. He's also with the closers. Look, this is him with Rick Ross. Like, he's doing his thing, man. So shout out to my peoples. But yeah, no. Back to the point. No, very rare.
Nah, we're in the same boat. Obviously, you're way fucking older than me, like a lot older.
Yeah, even though look at the screen, it doesn't look that way.
It doesn't. It looks like you're my big brother.
Yo, it's the weed though. Look at my eyes, bro. They're like fucking wrinkly, chinky. It's like I could barely. I mean, it looks like they're not open, but they're fucking open.
Yeah, but. Nah, we're in the same boat. None of my friends Bro, I've offered to buy my friend's passport.
Bro, I was offering to pay Doomy a Dominican Republic vacation for his birthday, and he still never got the passport. Dudes is just scared to fly and irresponsible. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my second. Like, I filled up the other one, the first one, stampy stamp, and then obviously it expired. You know, so now I'm working on my second one. People need to fly. That's why I told my son, don't stay on the East. You know, you never been to the West. Come on. Even if you don't like it, then you go back. But at least come experience it, you know. And you never know. He might break that mold. Like, all our family is Caribbean. He could finally, you know, marry Danny's sister and the shit is all good.
Hey, yo, whoa.
No, I mean, in theory. Now we got Mexican in the blood. I'm fucking with you.
Yo, what's up with you, yo?
Yo, but at 7 o'clock, we do have Frank Steyer, American Love Machine, coming on the show. I don't know what to put him in as a title.
Yeah, I don't.
But his story is going to be so fascinating to some of you, and I hope all of you. So we will be having Mr. Frank Steyer in the building in just about 40 minutes.
Shout out Kodak. He's funny.
I just downloaded that song from Kodak Black.
Shout out Ignorant Boxing, who said Africans are small and thin. People, you might want to take some clothes with you. That was very funny. Because I'm like, fuck it, you know, I'll buy clothes when we get there. And they're saying that I'm too fat for their clothes, so I might want to just pack a bag.
Okay. James
Ben-
Benitez says ticket sales good for Haney Kambosos already. Yes, I did see Kambosos tweeting proudly of a sellout, so I'll pull up his Instagram where he has become very active since.
I got it pulled up.
You are fast. Call you Trigger Man.
He says ringside tickets all sold out within 30 hours. All corporate suites sold out as well. They have now added more rows, 10 to 13 ringside row due to demand. General admission out April 22nd. Biggest fight in Australian history. The roof on Marvel Stadium is about to be blown off.
You read that with zero passion. Kambosos would have been like, took off his glasses like, the roof is blown. You know what I mean? More Spartan. Come on, bruv. So let me get a screen share here.
Bro, I'm not a Spartan.
These are not.
I'm Mexican, bro. We're like cowboys and fucking landscapers, bro. Like, shout out to Villarreal Landscaping in Chicago, bro. My dad's been doing this thing for a very long time. Talking about a fucking Spartan. The fuck I look like?
A gangster.
Those are nice gloves. What are they, Ness?
You actually think they're nice?
Yeah, I like them.
Wow.
It gives me like an old school retro feel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you guys?
I can see like
other voices in the room.
They just look like boxing gloves to me. They just look like old leather boxing gloves.
Okay, old. So he's vintage.
Vintage, yeah.
Okay,
It
vintage.
gives like a Jack
Maybe I
Johnson
used the wrong
feel.
vocabulary. Vintage.
All right.
So I think
We're done.
Would that be for like something you're trying to do for us?
Yeah, for the signatures.
Yeah, I think like is the logo you have, is that like the original Boxing Voice logo?
Well, this is the original basketball logo.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Is the logo you have now the original one?
What logo?
Yes, he's saying yes.
Is this fucking
Yes.
logo? Okay, that's what I'm asking, bro. Simple.
I went like, this is the original
Yeah,
logo.
and then I was like, oh, okay.
Okay. So we're not putting our logo on there. It'll have the brand of the gloves. This is still Bravas.
I didn't see it on there.
No, because it's straight manufactured, but it would be in red. Let me get another screen share. And on the cuff, it'll say Bravas. So we'll even get them in red still.
We can't get our own logo on there?
They can't beat the price of Everlast, though. Obviously, you know, who can beat Everlast? The motherfucker's been around forever. They're a corporation, right? It's like accent fucking, I don't know. What's another brand soda that's not like CNC, accent CNC, you know, to compete with Coke? Can't.
Nah.
Or Shasta.
What the fuck is CNC? That's
What the fuck is Shasta?
What?
what the
Okay,
fuck is
This must be some
West
regional
Coast-
shit.
East Coast,
'cause
West Coast
I don't
thing?
know what the fuck either one of y'all talking about.
know
You know
Shasta?
CNC. There ain't no way in Chicago ain't no CNC.
No,
Fuck
we
outta
got
here.
RC.
Okay, we had
RC
RC.
Cola?
We had
Yeah.
RC Cola.
Yeah, we had RC.
But you had CNC. Believe that.
Shout out Brandon Lenz with the super chat. He said, "Shout out Seawalk Danny, new intro incoming."
He's just keeping it 55th Street. Y'all know how it is.
Yeah, man.
No, I don't know.
Yo, actually,
I don't,
we
know,
could
I don't know nothing about that. I don't know shit about that. Let's be clear on that.
Yo, I could get C-Mac in the building,
we can't get
but
C-Mac.
not physically because he can't leave LA. So y'all want him Zoom? Let us know. Let us
I would
know.
want him zoomed. I'm gonna start I would want him zoomed in here.
You want him zoomed in?
Yeah, I would just
I ain't
want
gonna
him-
lie. I'd rather go.
Yo,
to
you seen his post? He trying to get a fight with Jake Paul now.
Yo, we could always go to the studio in LA.
We do have a studio in LA.
We could go to the studio in
Would
LA.
it go viral though? Because his Instagram is weak. I'm like, is he as popular as y'all making him sound?
You know what?
I think he's bigger on TikTok.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and I think that's where we would get our shit at.
Okay.
Like, still obviously have them on.
But if we go to LA, bro, you can't wear that shit. I ain't getting shot at.
No, I'm wearing.
My man trying to get me shot. Yo, listen, I still got a whole lot of hustling to do.
I'm wearing black joggers and a white t-shirt. No hat.
My white tee. I got James Benitez with another one that says, "No Mosley Rosado talk. It's bigger than Farmer Bay." Yo, this guy, you're funny though. I love that he likes taking shots because I guess in the grand scheme of things, I do too. But those are guys that I wouldn't even compare. Not because they're bigger or less than or smaller than. It's just because I have relationships with all of them. You know what I mean? And to me, both fights are equally big. But from a technical standpoint, you can't make Rosado Mosley bigger than Bay Farmer. Bay Farmer is bigger. They got Sprite. That's never been done. Bay Farmer is bigger. If it happens, it's happening in Ghana. And Bay Farmer have a better win-loss ratio than, Mosley and Rosado. I love Rosado. He came up out the mud. I've been following his career. It's crazy. I'm literally getting old. I've been following his career since my man was working at Home Depot. Okay? Since he lost to Fredo Angulo on ESPN. That's a come up. He's a grinder. Like, to see him at this point with his own gym, in movies, got at least one big, viral knockout for his career, been in multiple title shots. I mean, you can't, I can't ever say Rosado is less than. He's like, first of all, he went from Philly to LA. You getting it because that's 10.5 tax out there. You wilding out there. I mean, we literally know people that are fleeing LA to Vegas.
Nah, for sure. Obviously the prices and whatnot. Look, man, to me, the fact that you make it out of where you come from, you already made it.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
Same for Shane. He needs this fight too.
It's a great fight regardless. Granted, it is now official, which is why we're doing the show on it. Press conferences this
afternoon.
Not even this afternoon. It'll still be morning here. At noon on the East Coast. Obviously, 9 a.m. here. So of course we want to put that information out there. And I think the bigger thing is that we have a promotional company with all these venues across the world who we are not familiar with and is now making a play here in the sport of boxing and bigger than life.
And we find out that they had an association with Wilder Fury.
Wilder Szpilka.
Oh,
Szpilka. But so, they've had top guys fight under them, such as Montana Love, such as Truck Simpson and Darren Cunningham, such as Sean Simpson. So they've had some names fight, under their events. And now let's see what they do, right? Let's see what they do. They're also in music. So let's see exactly what it is that they do. Like I said, they have these venues worldwide. and it'll be interesting to see what comes from it. So,
bro, Tevin's been out the ring 2 years. 2 years. And Bay's been out the ring now how long?
since the George Kambosos fight, that was December of what, 19? So yeah, 2 years, a little over 2.5 years now.
We got a super chat, $5 super chat from D Nice that says Danny looking like SGD from the Shy.
Shout out to my peoples and them out there in Chicago. Them my peoples and them.
Them my peoples and them.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man, I don't know. To me, that's why this is intriguing. Granted, Gabe Rosado and Shane Mosley Jr. do fight this weekend, and we will be covering that and speaking about it tomorrow on our Thursday flagship show, and we'll be making our picks for this weekend as well. So, Mr. CYP saying if Bay versus Farmer was the co-main to Will Smith versus Chris Rock, people still would wait until it was over to I don't know. I think people definitely tuning in for Will Smith versus Chris Rock. Probably more people for Will Smith versus The Rock. But what about you though, Ness? Like, would you be interested in making that trip to Africa?
Hold on, cause life has unexpected turns. So when one door closes, another one opens. Someone just contacted me that they're working with the one and only. Who's the reddest, hottest, most interesting guy that we could get on the show?
That we could get on the show? Mm-hmm. Most interesting in the sport of boxing?
Most red hot. He's red hot right now.
Right now?
Right now.
In boxing.
Should it be this way? Is this my man? Wait, not Manny Fresh. What's his brother name?
What you talking about?
Baby. Remember when he was in the studio? Yeah. Put some respect on my name. Yo, but like, come on, guess.
So somebody big in boxing.
Big in boxing, red hot right now.
Jake Paul.
I mean, I can't say you're wrong, but like he's not like real boxing, real boxing. Like he's not real. I mean, don't get me wrong. That is a way bigger interview. You're right. Okay, so not that big. Because we could use the Jake Paul interview, especially on YouTube, so he could take us over the top. But not that big, man. Come on, let me see if the chat got it. This guy,
Tyson.
Right? What the chat saying? Tyson who? Fury?
Yeah.
Nah.
We get Mike Tyson?
But that's yet another big one. Look, forget it. It's Boots, all right? Jesus
I was like, are we going too high? Are we going?
So what you talking, Ness?
Well, he trying to get him on the show. I'm like, bro, we want to fly him out.
For sure. You know. But yeah, okay. So people were saying Johnson, people were saying Devin Haney, Bird.
Actually, tell him your Devin Haney story about the studio.
Or the workout yesterday.
Yeah, the workout yesterday was intense.
But why not the Devin Haney? You asked him to come on the show.
No, Champ said before he leaves to Australia, because obviously he'll be going out there a couple weeks early to get acclimated to the time difference, to the weather. And yeah, Champ said he'll come on the show before he leaves to Australia. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Boots is in camp though.
I know. That's why I ended it with if not, we could do Zoom. But you know, I'm putting it out there. We willing to fly my man out here, sit in the seat. No, we want him and Bozy up in here.
No,
imagine Bozy sparring with Danny. Remember that clip of Bozy beating up that young boy?
Bozy be moving in there.
No, you seen that? You seen him beating up the young boy?
Of course, man. He moves in that ring. He be getting busy. But we got a super chat from
who this?
Keith Wycliffe saying bowl of ramen for Rolly. All right then. Well, shout out to you, Keith. Thank you very much.
It's funny because yesterday, Devin, was very harsh, but they'll have to wait for you to send the video to Canna and have it uploaded so that they can see your interview with Devin, which was amazing. But he was very harsh with Rolly. and I get home and I'm eating, and that's why I cut the cord. What I do, open up YouTube, and I'm watching a Fight Hype interview with Rolly, and Rolly is being asked about Kambosos versus Haney. He's like, "Oh man, the fans lose. That's a whack fight." So it's like they got a thing.
Mm-hmm.
How could you have a thing that deep living in the same city?
Look at
being in the same gyms.
Look at David and Caleb. You get what I'm saying? Same city, same gym. Like, if
bro, but let's just get that work. The fuck?
Yeah,
why we can't get that work? Like,
but
this
they ain't
is
gonna
why
get that work right at this point. Shit, they're gonna want to fight.
See, and this is why my man from the East is he's the true beast.
But I'm saying, why spar when we can fight?
Why not?
Because
if
the winner, motherfucker, the winner of the Rolly and Javante fight is a mandatory for the winner of the George and Devin fight.
So you know what's coming. That's all. You get this work. I'm trying to. Here we go. Does that? Come on, this motherfucker ain't get in my. Oh yes, it did. Let me pull this up so my man Austin can get ready to show y'all what real do. You know what I mean? We don't want to hear that money shit. Oh, this fight could be bigger. Yada yada yada. We might as well wait. I hear fighters say that shit all the time. Then turn around on their Instagrams and Twitters and got mad shit to say and talk tough and big. But unlike my man, Shakur, the king of boxing, Stevenson, let me get a screen share. This him right here. And, obviously, Armado picked, who he picked? Valdez. Let's give him the backstory. He picked Valdez, right? Over Shakur.
So we here.
So we ain't no so we here. you about to see the video.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know why it ain't playing. What's going on here? Okay, maybe I can't make it that big. What the fudge? All right. Take that down. Let me try it again. No. But anyway, it's sparring. A little short clip. Obviously, could be more to this. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It don't look good for the Vargas dynasty in this clip. Did you see this already? Because it went viral yesterday. You seriously? Wow.
I'm gonna be honest. My phone died when I got home, and I left it dead till this morning.
This shit ain't playing, man.
It is what it is.
Oh, I'm gonna have to just drag it. I hit play, it ain't playing, so I'm dragging the cursor. It's my man with the killer jab. He's just jabbing up. But now this is the ring, and this is the head movement. You need to scale it because I see his headgear. It's chopped off for you, but not for us on the computer. Meaning whatever you're doing is showing less than. There you go. So this is just my man dipping jabs hands down. You know what I'm saying? Like what? No, you not on my level. You not on my level. Oh, but you did pick against me, right? Bam, shut your ass up. Won't you ever pick again? What the fuck is wrong with you? No, you put your hands up. Boom, back. Get your ass out of here, boy. You gonna pick against me? Another straight left? Huh? You picking against me? Okay, that's your dad. Oh, that's your dad right there. Well, look at this. And look at this. Boy, fuck you mean we could get money? Yeah, he could have made this fight for money. That's a Vargas name. He could have most certainly built it up another fucking 5 years and waited and let this little motherfucker make a name off his name. But know what he did? He nipped that shit in the bud.
So
he nipped that shit in the bud.
Amado Vargas is now an interim champion, right?
What do you mean?
I mean, you were saying that if Rolly and Devin don't like each other, then they should just spar. And
I mean, Rolly ain't never getting a shot at Devin. Never. The way things are set up right now, you heard the interview he did with Devin. Devin literally said, if Tank don't beat the shit out this dude, then it's an indictment. Rolly is a bum. He used the word bum, not me. I don't do that. He used it multiple times. Man, he's a bum. He's a bum. He's a bum. He said that. So it would be first of all, forget what Devin said. Is it not an upset if Rolly wins?
Absolutely.
I mean, is it on the level of Tyson, Douglas, AJ Ruiz?
No, I don't think it's.
Wow, so the fight is close then. What's the odds got it?
Let's pull
Because
those up.
Douglas was 30-1,
41.
and Andy was
It
16
it
and 14 and
it was
12-1.
41-1.
Really? I thought it was 30-1. Damn. Maybe you're right. And because now that you said 40, I think I actually heard more than 40, like 42 or 44. I don't know. CYP's in the chat. I know you know. Tell us. But yeah, man.
Yeah, 42-1. So I was wrong by one. I said 41-1. But Gervonta Davis versus Rolly Romero betting odds. Yeah, so they got Tank at a minus 700. And they got Rolly at a plus 500.
That's not even AJ Ruiz. I mean, Ruiz was fucking the lowest was a 1,200. The highest was 1,600.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, Andy came in as a last minute replacement. They see him. They judge him by his physique, and they consider him this big underdog. Rolly, people in the boxing world know, but you get what I'm saying? Like, he has that interim belt. Regardless of what people say, most people felt he lost that fight. You get what I'm saying? So he's putting himself in this position, and that's all I'm getting at. Like, to me, why spar when that's a fight that can happen at some point? Some way, somehow.
I just don't see Rolly winning.
I don't see it either.
So I don't see Devin ever looking back. Like, we already know Devin's next year and a half, possibly 2 years is he booked. He could do another video like Canelo. I'm busy. You know what I'm saying? So when is Rolly getting a shot? At 140?
I'm just saying.
Because again, if I'm Devin and I do beat Kambosos, why am I giving Rolly a shot at 140? When I move to 140, I'm gonna be Josh Taylor. I'm gonna be Terrence Crawford. I'm gonna be talking to one of the sanctioning bodies about giving me a shot at the next division. Like, again, it's just my opinion. Rolly will never get a shot if he doesn't win this fight. It's done. He'll fight other people.
But that's what I'm saying. Why spar when we?
Because you ain't never fighting him. But I get it. We wasting mad time on this. We just don't agree.
No, we don't.
All right.
Because you're not making sense. But it's okay.
I'm not making sense, but you are.
Bro.
You're saying it's a fight that they could get paid for, but you can't tell us when could it happen.
It could happen.
When?
Bro.
Just give us your scenario. It's all hypothetical, but when is this hypothetical? Make it sound logical. Like, when could fucking Rolly, who lost to Jackson Martinez, get a shot at Devin?
It's easy, bro.
When?
It's easy. Let me tell you. Devin beats George.
Mm-hmm.
Some way, somehow, Rolly beats Tank.
But that's what he said. I said use logic. That's not logic. That's wishing on a star. That's saying hypothetically. No, bro. Like, there's a betting line for a reason. Tank's a favorite for a reason.
So was AJ.
Exactly, but he still was the favorite. He still was the favorite. And we just went over the odds. This ain't even AJ Ruiz.
This is closer.
I don't know why.
In the sports book, it is.
I don't know why. But we'll see. We'll see if, as Rolly said, Tank's so stupid he'll run into something. We'll see.
Let's move on.
I seen Tank looking too lean,
and
mean.
I do want to be clear. I don't think that's a fight that ever happens.
So you just wasted 30 minutes of our life.
It is possible.
It's not.
I don't think so, but
he'll never.
Look,
he'll never get it, bro.
We just have to be honest.
About?
I'm just saying, is it not a possibility that?
No, he's done. He ain't beating Tank.
No, I agree with you.
And Tank ain't AJ. Tank ain't never show he get tired in 4 rounds. Tank ain't never been down 3-4 times. Like, you can't even compare Tank to AJ.
No, I'm not comparing. I'm just saying that
or Tyson. Tyson ass was out there fucking in China or wherever the hell that fight took place.
That was in Japan.
All right. He was fucking and having fun and partying.
All I'm saying is that in their mind, why, like, that's what they're thinking. Why would we spar when we could potentially fight one day? That's all I'm saying. But moving on, because Mr. Gibbs is getting hot.
I'm not. This is passion, like Charlo told y'all, man.
Shout out Wiley on 24 with the super chat. Shakur versus Devin Haney. Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney pay-per-view. Legendary.
Mm-hmm.
Legendary.
But that ain't gonna happen for about, They gotta re-sign Dev, first of all, to a motherfucking contract.
I don't see that. I'm gonna be honest, that fight ain't gonna happen for
You crazy.
7 years.
You crazy.
8 years.
Bruh.
You think it happens
Shakur
before?
already told you. I don't know if you're not listening to when you're interviewing him.
What are you talking about?
What am I talking about? I'm talking about Shakur's plans for himself.
Okay.
Did you hear him?
He said he want that smoke.
All right. So why would it be 7 years?
What you mean?
He been wanting Valdez for how many years? Not 7. Less than
4.
Nah. What year was Joette? That's all you got to do right there. That was the year.
19. That was
all right.
19.
So that was the year. Stop it. Boom. Got him again. Nah, bro. He'll get him.
When?
Listen. The only way he don't get him is if Devin, which I'm hoping, starts to demonstrate power. You understand? Because he's already, I know Devin was on his Twitter, pull it up. He was on his Twitter showing you everybody that got dropped, and he's like, but y'all call me Chinny, but we can't help but do that. You know, you get hit and wobbled, you know, that's the term you use. I get what he's saying because it's the same line of defense I was using for Keith Thurman. When Keith Thurman gets hit to the body, doesn't go down, they call him vulnerable. I'm like, that ain't vulnerability. My man showing he fucking durable. He took that body shot that would otherwise drop another man. Devin took that shot that otherwise dropped Vasil Lomachenko.
Absolutely.
So we call him Chinny.
Can I get a, here we go. Let me try to zoom this in for our beautiful people. Boom. That's good. So we got Michael Fox tweeting, Cambosis has been dropped hard. Loma been dropped solid. Ryan dropped hard. Tank dropped balance. Teofimo dropped flash.
So they call it a flash knockdown, off balance knockdown, hard knockdown, solid knockdown, hard knockdown. But I don't know when Tank got dropped by off balance. I think you're talking about the Leo fight, but that was ruled a slip, no?
Yeah. That was a slip, but
but that's what he's trying to say. Like, Tank gets knocked down, they call it a slip or off balance and don't credit it. That's what he's trying to say.
Well, this is
and he sparred Tank.
Michael Fox did?
Of course. Okay. He got him ready for Barrios.
Okay.
We interviewed him. Shout out Michael. That's Alontes Fox brother. And obviously Devin retweeted it, which is what matters because that's endorsing what he's saying.
So which I'm trying to finish. He said, but Devin is Chinny, ? How do these narratives come about? Devin Haney.
He gets so mad, guys.
Right here, retweeted.
You were looking at me?
You guys have a show to do.
You were looking at me? He needed me to look at him.
No, I just finished reading.
What did he say?
I mean, clearly, you had so much to say that you interjected. I was letting you finish.
Oh, so Angelo Leo's going to be on the show. Former world champ Angelo Leo. He used to be with the WBO, and he last fought Stephen Fulton. He'll be on the show next Tuesday, 7:30 a.m. I'll be putting out a post right now if you want to drop him a question and ask him anything you want. What we know, we just found out he was sparring somebody. Who was he sparring? Angelo Leo. Was it Sean Brewer said he sparred him?
No Nito.
Okay. But then Sean Brewer said he sparred him too?
Yes. But that's when he told us, because
that he trying to get to work with Nonito.
No, that he was saying when Angelo Leo came up, that's when he told us that he actually had just sparred Nonito the day prior or whatnot. So,
all right, bet. Also, what else we got?
At 7 a.m., we have Frank Stia with Top Rank. Very unique story, which you shared with me, things that I didn't know, right?
No, it's going to be dope.
And I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people that will see or listen to the interview with Frank that will be able to relate to, some of the things.
And get inspired. I'm hoping he inspires you guys because he inspires me. I don't want my story to be over. I want to keep growing and doing some other, great things in this sport. And I mean, you'll see. But all right, just storing Angelo Leo's number. We got him scheduled for Tuesday, 7:30, and the post is literally going out. Another announcement we got is Sandor Martin. He says, I'm going to pass this to my South American speaking Spanish guy, but I believe he said, sinceramente, la semana que viene, menos el lunes, sería genial. I don't know what that means. And I'm probably pronouncing the G when I'm not. He'll fix it. Porque esta semana ya es imposible. So he's not available this week. Next week is good except on Monday, I believe. So Sandor Martin, who just got the win over Felix Cash, so he continues to.
Yeah, so he said next this upcoming week, any day, but Monday would be ideal. So that's genial is genius, but sometimes the translations don't really translate.
Yeah.
This is genius, but in the context it's being used, it's basically a lot of Spanish speaking people use it as ideal as well. So next week, any day but Monday, we got Wiley on 24. That's with the super chat. He says Jerron Boots Ennis versus Keith Thurman. Book it. Yeah, Big Fish Vega. I am Mexican, definitely not South American. But isn't he Spanish anyway?
He's from España.
Right. So he's not even South American. He's European.
I was still saying maybe you can figure it out.
Oh, yeah, I figured it out. Ain't no problem.
I didn't say because you're from South America
which I'm
or
not,
Central America.
which I'm not.
Or where are you from?
I'm from Chicago. My parents are from Mexico.
Man, you're a little jerk.
My parents are from Mexico.
No one cares,
which
bro.
is in North America.
Who cares, bro?
Same
Who cares?
continent
This
you
guy,
lived your whole
he
life
came in upset. What happened? The girl left already?
I've been told you she left.
That's what's going on.
No, that's not what's
venting.
going on.
You need to get it off your chest.
You get what I'm saying? But look, I'm your friend.
I was supposed to find an email. This guy's got me all off track. I need to send this guy Hannah's email.
I'm your friend,
because
and I just want you to be the
Ryan
best possible person
to get
you can be.
My
and
man
one of your
Keith
flaws
One-Time Thurman
is
in
cutting
here.
people off.
These two conversations are fucking with my ADD right now, okay?
Ryan, check your email. I just sent you Keith Thurman's peoples. Let's see if we could get him in studio.
Got you, champ.
Worst case scenario, we'll take a whack ass Zoom. Fucking Zoom. Hate Zoom. I don't know. I'm gonna just send it here. Your name gets buried, bro. Get too many texts. And
Pugilism saying Sandor Martin lost to Yigit, who lost to Rowley. ... Tank versus Antoine Russell. DMV.
Oh shit! Didn't we schedule Russell? We got Russell scheduled. Antoine.
This is the first I'm hearing about it.
When is Russell? That's Brandon's fault. But Brandon and Ryan got each other's number. That's their fault, man. That's their fault.
I'm gonna go ahead and just say it is Brandon's fault because he is the non-iPhone user.
Yeah.
So it does complicate.
And he's the one that didn't want to come to Vegas.
That alone incriminates him that he has an Android.
It just complicates things.
Everything is complicated with that stupid phone. It's a brick. But where were we? Any super chats?
I just read our most recent super chat. But,
all right.
Hopefully some more do come in here soon. 4 fights.
4 fights
this weekend. That's on Saturday alone. What are you looking forward to?
So look how I get it. See how I get your email?
Yeah.
You don't see Canna's name? So that's why I always text. But did you send it to him?
Yeah.
I don't know why they send it to me like that.
Look, I just got the fucking shit. He downloaded it.
Perfect. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Shout out to Canna.
I don't know why it does that because I put both of you guys together.
Canna. He's in Nebraska. Is that 1 hour behind us?
Nebraska is central, so it's 8:50 out there.
Oh, so he's ahead of us.
Yes. He is 2 hours ahead of us.
So can let me just text him.
Yo, tell him to put obviously Devin will be by himself, but tell him to put the other ones together, and we need that out before he comes on tomorrow. We will have Amari Jones on show tomorrow evening was today Wednesday? It is. So yeah, tomorrow evening.
Let's talk about Amari.
5:30 p.m. He'll be on. So
154, right?
154
He
pounds.
seems big.
154 pounds.
I don't know that he
fighter.
can win a title at 54 without moving up to 60. He's huge.
He very big, obviously, for his weight. But yeah, Amari, undefeated fighter, signed to Devin Haney Promotions, who will be fighting in Australia on June 5th. So we'll have him on tomorrow. I want to say he's now 5-0.
Yep.
I want to say 5-0.
5 KOs.
5 KOs. So,
he has one fight on Dazn that's out on YouTube that you could check it out. If you're looking for something to see him, with great quality. And then he has some Atlanta fights. I think they were on one of them. I think we called one of his fights with TriStar Promotions. So they might be on TriStar. You could check with James on that. I remember him being on one of those Atlanta cards.
August 14th, he fought. He was on the same card as Truck and.
So that's not TriStar. That was Bay Promotions.
Okay, but that's on your channel, right?
Oh, yep.
Yep. So August 14th, the fights that Nestor called in Atlanta are available, obviously, on the Boxing Voice. Just got to go back to August 14th, and Prince Amari Jones was on that card as well. Spectacular knockout, so go check him out.
Super chat from Julio Lopez, who says, wait, so Danny weighs the same as Andy Ruiz?
Let me see how much Andy came in his last fight, because...
Nah, he was heavier than you. He was like 260 and 286, remember? First fight, he was like 268. Second fight, he was 286. Wiley on 24 gets the ring the alarm because he got 3 super chats in a row. Way. And he says Terrence Crawford versus Jamal Charlo. That would be amazing. That would be greatness. You understand? That would be, because that's, moving up 2 divisions, doing what no one is expecting. We already see he wants that Jamel smoke. Tyson wants him to have that. Well, Tyson wants Earl to fight him, but you know what I'm saying? One other division for that 60-pound belt. But yo, Jamal is so much bigger than Jamel. Like, you don't think so?
Size-wise?
Yeah. Like width.
Yeah.
Width.
He's wider.
Yeah, he's wider, bro.
Yep.
And I feel like he's taller.
We got Wiley on 24 with a super chat that says, Mickey Bay went to school with Jesus.
Washed. Damn, they calling him old.
Well, he called him washed.
Why you gonna say washed about my friend like that, man? About to get Mickey up and hurt.
You should have Frank Steer here in a few minutes. For those of you.
It says supposed to be next week, 7:30 Wednesday is Gary Antoine Russell. Brandon, please text Ryan. What's up with you, man? We got a counterpunch from CYP. CYP. Is he on Black Talk then? Well, let me check. Yeah, sticky paws in the net. What's going on?
I'm starting to think it's you guys because no other client has internet problems.
No other client does what we do.
Starting to think it's you guys.
I don't know.
CYP is.
There he is. He's in Discord. Let's get him in.
Let's go.
Yo. Good morning.
Buenos dias.
Oh, man. Listen, man. Y'all know. Shit. I'm a big Devin Haney supporter, man. Yes. Love Bill. Love the Haney. But y'all know I'm Team Tank before all. It's Wilder and Tank 1 and 2. Devin, you ain't close to that 1 or 2. Charlo's is next. Bud is after that. Boots is after that. Haney, you ain't up in the top 5 for me. But I respect you. Now I'm trying to figure out, is it true that he co-signed Leo knocking down Tank? Is it true that he co-signed that?
Not verbatim, but he did retweet Michael Fox's tweet, and in that tweet, Michael Fox did say Tank dropped, and then in parentheses put balance.
Okay, so he did. Now, I've always defended the email champ when people say that. That's he's not the email champ. I'll be on everybody's page. If they go at him, I go back, and I'm trying to figure this out. Like, if you okay with people lying on Tank, then why should I be okay with people lying on you? Like, your character is important to me. The Haney's character is very, very important. I ain't never seen them people to be liars or make believers, right? You're taking a contract that I don't agree with, which made me think a little different of you when you took that contract, because a real boss wouldn't have took that bullshit. But you care about Undisputed, which most people walking around don't know who the fuck the undisputed boxing champion of the world is, period. And if you ask them, they probably give you names that aren't even undisputed and never been. Manny Pacquiao? No. Floyd Mayweather? No. These dudes ain't never been undisputed, but that's who most regular people think an undisputed boxing champion probably is. It means a lot to you. Doesn't mean much to regular people, but we still behind you fighting that. All I ask is before I turn is for you not to endanger yourself and inhabit any stupid dumb shit that can get people to turn on you and join into the dumb shit that people place on you. Because you're a great fighter, a great man. We love your dad, but don't be lying on dudes when you got people defending people lying on you. That's all I ask. Tank ain't never been knocked down, and when he do get knocked down, I'll be the first person to admit he got knocked down. Don't be putting no dirt on that man's name.
CYP,
you can't knock him down.
I gotta mute you for a bit. We just got our first guest, Frank Staya, in the building, and I'm very excited. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning.
Is this too early for you?
Nah, man. Guess what? I respect and I appreciate the grind, man. 7 a.m., man. You can get a lot done. You got your full day ahead of you, man. I mean, I'm sure you guys...
We've started to take advantage. Yeah, no, we started to take advantage, and after work, we go to gyms, so it's actually helping work.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, man, I can't believe that people don't know your story. I mean, obviously, you don't even know how you've impacted me and inspired me, but I found your podcast so many years ago. I'm not sure if you still do ATG, All Time Great Podcast.
No. I stopped that basically when I started working with Top Rank, and then kind of brought it back for the other guys and stuff, but not much of a conflict, just not enough time to do it, but I love it. This is...
Yeah,
listen, if I could do it, like, you got your own brand here. You guys got your own brand here. If I work for somebody else. You guys work for yourselves. So if I was able to do it, I would do it. Make a living, feed my family, I would do it. But, I had to cross over and, maybe sell out and...
Nah, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think most content creators obviously go independent, just like musicians, until they can get picked up by a major, which is Top Rank. So you, again, your story is inspiring to me because you were independent and now you're with Top Rank, and we'll get into the stories, but I mean, you are in that gym every single day. You've met all their stars, and you've probably been to most of the big fights in the last 5 to 7 years. But I want to take us all the way back because I know these guys, they just don't know about ATG. And the way that I found you was your first interview for the first Tyson Fury, Derek Chisora fight. You guys did, you had Fury and Chisora on your show.
No. I wish we had Fury and Chisora. We had Chisora and Malik Scott.
Really?
Yes. And it went, you might be thinking, one time we had Steve Cunningham after he got knocked out by Fury, and he went and we had one of the guys on the show said something to him, and he wigged out on him. And it made big news in the UK. But
I think he's got to check his archives, guys.
It was Chisora and Malik Scott, and they said some stuff about each other, in that interview. I mean, it was going back and forth. You couldn't get away with today.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I feel strongly. You might have to check the archives. So you don't remember ever having Tyson?
Bro, I quit smoking weed a long time ago, bro. So my memories, it's a little off.
Well, I do smoke.
What was the name of the channel?
ATG Radio.
Yeah.
It was on Blog Talk.
Yeah, it was on Blog Talk.
It was on Blog Talk, and
it might still be out.
But it wasn't. You got to remember this. It wasn't podcasts. We were doing podcasts before they were podcasts. It was called internet radio. So we had the internet radio. I mean, we tried to play it off because we thought terrestrial radio was the thing, but it wasn't, because what we were doing, the Boxing Voice, ATG Radio, there was some others. It kind of, I mean, for boxing, of course, but it kind of laid the groundwork for all the podcasts that are today. You know, something like this. I mean, look at this. This place is beautiful.
Yeah, man.
I was watching you on TV before I even came in the studio, so you guys doing it big. No, I'm just saying. I was
in the
just
green
sitting
room.
down in the green room. I was like, damn. Okay.
Yeah, no, man. Wait till you see. This is just temporary. The building that we get in May 15th, it's amazing. I don't know if you heard the photographer Peter Lick.
Yes.
Yeah.
We bought that building.
So I heard you got like stripper poles, you got like
everything.
Ashtrays filled with cocaine. It's
Whoa,
gonna be lit,
bro.
Are you allowed to say that?
Yeah,
Okay,
hell yeah. We're not governed by the FCC. No, like that building is gonna change everything. I swear, because it'll give the fighter and the person, the guest that's gonna be coming in a different feeling. I mean, my man brought in floors from one of the basketball teams. I can't wait. But back to you. Sure enough, that podcast, you guys did it for a while. I believe your co-host was Tim
Cudges.
Tim Cudges. What's going on with him?
Tim been slanging cell phones very successfully for the past 10 years.
So he got completely out of the sport.
Tim was like, his work ethic was better than anybody that I ever known, but he had his own personal things that kind of kept him away from it. And so like a lot of times with me, I'm a little nuts, but I can kind of keep the ship going, but I don't always like being the pilot. I don't always like being the captain. I like to have either a co-captain or play the co-captain. It's just, I'm a team type of guy, and
absolutely,
just to keep it running. But if Tim's on his game, and shout out to Tim, I don't know, he should be watching this. Shout out to Tim. Tim's got one of the best work ethics I've ever known. I believe he did some small promoting before he got out, right? He did, and he was doing celebrity boxing, with one of the Feldman brothers. I'm not sure. I think it's David or Damon Feld, the one that didn't do BKB. He was doing that. He was doing celebrity boxing, and I think he won all his fights. He had like a championship or something. This was like a couple years ago before the pandemic. Nice. So how long were you doing ATG, and were you doing anything else within the sport? Nah, this is 17, 18, 16 years. I'll be living in Vegas. So I come from South Philly. And in Philly, wow. I'm born and raised. On the street corners is where I spent most of my days. Just don't slap Chris Rock. No, guess what? You know what's crazy about that Will Smith thing? I'm not just saying Philly. No, that's an East Coast thing. Philly as far as Philly, East Coast, much love to New York and everybody else on the East Coast, Jersey, all that stuff. But in Philly, with the Will Smith thing, when he did the Chris Rock, I don't know if you guys were going to talk about that. That right there, and I was asking a couple, obviously Monday morning, everybody's talking about the slap. So I'm asking people, what do you think's more disrespectful? Somebody coming up to you and stealing you and socking you, or slapping you? The slap. It's the slap. It's the slap. So if I don't like somebody, right, very easily can I go sneak them, right? Mm-hmm. And then what do you get? Maybe you knock the dude out, maybe whatever. It's not as disrespectful. At least the ill intent. But you go up there and you slap somebody, you got to register that. The person getting the slap's got to say, shit, how do I react to this? Because you don't know how you react. For sure. I've only been slapped by women. And, I didn't react. I kind of react like Chris Rock did when women slap the shit out of me. So I just sit there like, oh, you just slapped the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? But if a dude did it, I don't know what kind of level of disrespect I would take. Now, I've been smacked by a man, and it's like I told my audience, you have a little conversation with your subconscious, man. You're frozen, but time is still moving, and you're like talking to stuff like, he just smacked the shit out of you, right? Like, what we about to do? Are we just going to sit here? And you have to decide what it is that you're going to do. And it's a tough decision that not many can make. Look at Chris Rock. You know what I mean? Look at the way that he reacted. Obviously, he's getting
praised for his reaction, but you know, can a lot of us just sit there while someone smacks us?
You don't know until you get smacked. So I
tough.
mean, I don't know how you react.
No, I tried to fight. It just so happened that dude just was way better than me. The slap was better than the fight, so he was saving me. To be honest, like, dog, you're not on my level. You know, I had to learn my lesson, and he dusted me up. You know what I mean? So it was a bad day all around. Got slapped and beat up. But, you know, you have to decide to do something. If you walk away, I mean, you're stuck with that forever. And you can't, I don't know, shake it, in my opinion. I'd rather fight and lose than get smacked and walk away, for real.
That's a fact. And then the way Will walked away, too, was pretty just...
He walked away like a badass.
He strutted. He walked up like this, and then he walked back with a little more swag going back. And I was like, oh, shit. But that's I think
so. You never questioned whether it was fake. You know that was going around the internet that this was fake. It was staged.
If it was fake, I mean, listen, Will Smith won an Oscar that night, so he did a great job. I say it's real. I mean, there's no. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you got to pay me to have a man come up and smack me.
I mean, maybe they did. Maybe they did. You know, was it a skit part of the Oscars?
Hey, guess what? We need more of that. If that was a skit. The Academy Awards, I'll tune in every year.
Chris Rock was like, "This is what he say? The highest,
the greatest television,
greatest moment in television history, bro." And I said it the minute it happened. We came on the morning after. We talked about it. We tried to play the Breakfast Club of boxing, and I'm like, "This isn't gonna end." And look, I think it's a week later now. We're still talking about it. People still super chat about it. It's not gonna finish.
No.
And the memes are crazy. The internet's undefeated.
No, I was literally scrolling through Instagram before the show started, and I'm seeing like fucking fight posters of like Chris Rock and Will Smith.
No, there's odds on my bookie. Really? My bookie has betting odds for Will Smith versus Chris Rock. Possible fight, it says.
So what are the odds right now?
Will Smith's minus 500.
All right.
Chris Rock plus 3.
That's like Shakur and Valdez odds.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it should be a little bit wider.
That's actually Tank and Rolly too, which we found crazy. No, actually Tank is minus 700.
Minus 700.
Yeah, so he's doing better than Will.
Doing better than Will, in that sense. But so what came after? So after ATG, like what was next for you? How did the Top Rank opportunity come about?
So let me. I don't want to go too deep into ATG radio because I probably don't remember a lot of it. But how I got started, and this is interesting. I got started doing an internet radio show with Charlie Zelenoff.
Oh wow!
So when I did that,
champ Charlie Z
for the champ, the GOAT. So when I did that, I was like, okay. And then Andrew Hartley, his only his professional opponent, he did one. So I was going back and forth doing them with both of them, and I was like, yo, this shit is like amazing. And so I was like, hey, let me start one on my own. I forget what it was. It was like $20, $30 a month or whatever for the premium. And you start with like the 30 minutes. But that's how I got started. So to do that with Charlie Zelenoff, I kind of piggybacked off him. No matter where you go in the world, people bring up to me, they meet me to go, oh shit, Charlie Zelenoff, Charlie Z. Before they associate me with any other fighter. And I'm proud of it.
Bro, I listened to those episodes.
Yeah, so I'm, with that, listen, the guy, I listen, if Charlie watches this, Charlie, I got nothing but love for you, bro. But, man, you're getting older. Got to find yourself a Kim K lookalike or something and settle down, I think.
Bro, he's infatuated with Kim Kardashian. It's hilarious. He be asking Shannon Briggs, yo, help me out. Get me a call with Kim K. You don't know who's Charlie Z, the dude wild to beat up.
Yeah, I know exactly who he is.
He does. He's got balls, man. He's got balls, and
crazy
whether you
son of a gun.
Whether you like him or you don't like him or whatever, he's a fixture in boxing or combat sports.
Bro, I remember those interviews. That's hilarious. I'm telling you, I listened to all of those shows. It's hilarious. I remember those.
So it starts with him, and then you go, years, did the ATG for a number of years, and then around 2013, I got a call out of the blue because I used to go to the fights. I did the whole reason of doing the radio show was
to get credentialed.
Because the thing is I used to pay to go to the fights, and then I would bring people with me who couldn't afford it either, so I'd pay for them as well. And after a while, going to fight after fight, the bank account starts going down, your savings and all that kind of stuff starts going down. So I was like, I didn't know nothing about what was going on around the ring. So I'm seeing everybody with the credentials. I was like, yo, I got to get me one of them and start talking to these people. And then whatever, just little by little, you know, you just go there and you shake everybody's hands, introduce yourself, and you know, just see where it goes. And then
you got the call.
Doing that, you know, media. I remember doing ATG and Rick Reno from Boxing Scene. He used to transcribe some of the stuff and give me writing credit. So I was like a writer for Boxing Scene, but I never wrote anything in my life.
Yeah.
So
he
that
just
would help.
transcribed your audio podcast
And gave me the credit for it. So that would also help. So I would, you know, I used to not get credential for the big fights because they were just like, you know, it's internet radio show. Fuck them. You know what I mean? But eventually Boxing Scene, World Boxing News, they would transcribe my stuff, and, you know, I would use them as credentials to get into the bigger fights.
That's what's up, man.
And then from there, you know, meeting everybody on the outside of the ring, and then just one day out of the blue, I don't think my personal life was cool. You know, I'm married, I got kids and stuff like that, but I don't think, you know, I don't know where I was going with myself. I think I had like painkiller addiction, and I was just like, one day I got a call. Brad Goodman called me, matchmaker at Top Rank, and he's like, yo, you want to come work for us? And I was like,
that's so
fucking out of the
crazy.
blue, like never expressed my interest in going to work for him. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And then, like, bro, new life was breathed, you know,
of course,
came into me, and I was like, oh shit, okay. And then I remember it took a couple months, and then I remember I was calling. I was like, yo, this and this. And one day I went to the office, and I remember I forgot what I wore, some whack ass shit, like a sports jacket, and it didn't match. Might have been too big. You know what I mean? And I went in there and I met Bob, I met Todd, Brad Jacobs. And I remember it was weird because I was just, you know, I don't know what to fucking say. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I was helping out with matchmaking, and I did that for my first year and a half.
They hired you to help matchmake.
Yeah. So I was working with Brad Goodman and Bruce Trampler, and, you know, the two best ever. I mean,
of course,
you know, Bruce Trampler is considered the best ever, and by all means, that's great. But Brad Goodman, you know, I have personal things with that, but he's an amazing matchmaker. He's insane, but I guess you got to be to be.
Lord have mercy. All this time, I got Brad's number maybe 10 years. I didn't know he had the power to give out jobs.
Yeah, so it's like this. You know what? The one thing I could say to anybody is break bread with anybody that you enjoy their company in the game.
Yeah.
And don't hesitate. I mean, if it's the last $50 in your bank account, it could be worth it. Because I say, if you reach for the check and you get there, you got to pay for that shit. I mean, pull it. I mean, but the guy at the table obviously is a millionaire. You know, you make the offer, but obviously that person should pay. So I remember one time, and Miguel Diaz, Brad, a few others were like, yo, everybody was so impressed. And it was like a table of 10. And I grabbed the check, and I might have had a couple $100 on my account. I remember I grabbed the check. I was like, all right, fuck it. This was
to pay the bill.
This was a good night. And I'm not just, they knew, you know, it's still to this day, I'm not wealthy, or, you know, I make a living. I got 3 tuitions I pay for my kids. So, you know, it's not, and eventually I got 2 daughters, so I might have 2 weddings to pay for. So, you know, I grabbed it, and I didn't think, I was just like, I'm not here for no freebies. And I didn't do it to like, yo, let Frank, but they noticed later on. And that, you know, that worked out. A lot of people sit at those tables just for the free meal, and, yo, I'm sitting with this guy and I'm sitting with that guy. And, you know, you just kind of hold your own. And
that's amazing, man. So they started you off assisting them matchmaking. Have you gone up the ladder? And what year was that? How many years ago was that?
So shit, 9 years.
Wow.
September will be 9 years.
Wow.
So September 2013, I did matchmaking. I moved from matchmaking to like event coordinating, event support. So I was on the road, and I would go. We had, at the time, we had True TV. So I was like one of the main guys of doing True TV.
I remember that.
And I was doing stage managing. I mean, I did so much with Top Rank, bro. Like, I'm just.
How was that with your wife? Because now you're starting to travel more.
No, it's had a strain on,
No,
you know.
I had a divorce.
Yeah, it's a strain, and, you know, it probably could lead to a divorce. It's not, you know, I'm not just saying everything's cool, but, you know, my wife had a
well, now you're more you're local here. Is it like,
but I'm local,
you're
but
still traveling?
Bro, I'm 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know, Shakur wants to train on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? So I got to be in there Sundays. And like, people come in and say, hey, what's your schedule? And
Sundays.
And I come in at, you know, 8 in the morning, go about 8, 9 in the morning certain days, and we're done when the work's done.
Yeah.
So there's no real time. It's not, it's a private gym, but we get a lot of work in there. We got a lot of guys from all promotions, all gyms come in for sparring, and Coach K is was a big reason that our gym is a hotbed for boxing right now. K Karoma. I don't know if you'll ever get him in here. He doesn't like the spotlight.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I've tried so many times.
Only times I've interviewed him is in the field. Like, he's got to be in the field, and you got to stick that camera in his face.
And then if you don't post that shit right away, he might text you, say, "Hey, don't take that down," or don't put that up, because he sits. It's the craziest thing, and I don't mean to be put in his business, but he's the best in the game. And if there's any other trainers that I have good relationship with, I don't think Coach K's young. K Karoma, he's young.
How young?
He's around my age. We're about the same age. I'm 41, so we're around the same age. He might be a couple years younger, a couple of years older. So I'm not putting his business out there. I mean, you could do the research, I'm sure. But he cares. Like, he cares maybe a little bit too much. So I tell you, I'm there 12 hours a day. He's there 14 hours a day. And sometimes he goes to other gyms and he trains his fighters. And sometimes he's like me, he don't eat. And there's days we might, we give ourselves a handshake, and that might be we don't have a personal conversation the entire day because he's working with his guys. I'm doing whatever it is that I'm doing throughout that day. So, but yeah, no, him and I, we built something. The gym was kind of dead. It was dirty. It was dead. 30-year-old carpets. Everything was just nasty. And it just wasn't being used properly. And, Tyson Fury getting COVID to postpone that third Wilder fight the first time, that opened up. Bob wanted to get the gym done. We put a lot of money into it. And then Todd came by when you guys were there with Haney, and then I walked him around, and he told me we put some more money into it. And so it's going to keep going. Nice.
I was watching or looking at pictures, and you had even more artwork. I seen you had an individual Porter and an individual Crawford. Who's doing the artwork?
What's his name? Who you said? Mubarak. I don't know how to say his name, but he's a great artist.
Sounds fancy.
Great artist. Just two really good artists that are in boxing. I would say it's him and Richard Sloan. But he did those. Bob commissioned, got those made. But we took them down.
You've seen him. You know who he is.
He's the only painter I know is from the East Coast. He's the one that owns RX.
No, I guarantee you've seen him because he's at all the fights. He's like an older black gentleman.
He wears a suit all the time.
Yeah,
he's real outgoing, real good.
I'm
dude.
sure if you see him, you'll be like, oh, I've seen him.
Danny and I, we ate dinner at one of the PBC cars with him. We sat down.
Crawford Porter?
No. We were with him at Crawford Porter, but we were at.
Who were we at?
It was when Boots fought Delorme.
Oh, yep, that's right.
We sat with him. Yeah. And really, it was you chopping it up with him. I got to know him a little bit more. Not Danny, but Mubarak. And a good dude. But those paintings up there, they're temporary. We got to get some frame stuff. It's just a guy, a collector in boxing. His name's Glenn Lentz. He hooked us up and let us put that artwork up. That's up there right now.
Okay.
So, you went from matchmaking to running the gym.
No. I went from matchmaking, stage managing, event coordinating.
coordinating.
I was always in the office. 9 to 5. Whatever. We did whatever needed to be done.
Of course.
A lot of people don't realize how much shit gets done on the promotional side. I mean, you guys talk to Evan, so you know what Evan. Evan's the top of the game. We got, everybody on staff is the best in the business. And that's all respect to everybody else from other promotions. But they go out there and they recruit the best in the business. So if you see somebody in a position, they personally to you, they could be assholes or, twats or whatever. But they're the
good
best
at what
in the business.
they do.
Absolutely.
So are you happy now in the position that you're in? Or are you still ambitious and looking to continue climbing up that top rank ladder?
Bro, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a pro wrestler or an NBA player. And I don't know if you could see my size and stature. I'm not saying that's impossible. You guys could do whatever you want to do if you put the hard work in and believe in yourself. But as a kid, that's what I wanted to be. But my hobby.
I don't know that any man has got into the NBA at 5'2" though, friend.
Yeah, no, it's not.
He's not 5'2".
5'8.5". Come on, Danny. 5'8". Give me 5'9". Let's put 5'9" on my stats.
I'm about to say he ain't 5'2". I don't remember that.
No, but I'm short. You know what I'm saying? But I could ball. I could ball for the little guy that I always was. And you know, it was good. I was all right, but you know, with that, I didn't achieve that. So I go into the Army. I do my little 7 years in the Army, and that ain't really something I really wanted to do, but I did it, and then got out, and I was like, yo, I got to get my shit together.
How many years you do?
98 to 05.
Okay, so 7 years.
Yeah,
I just got done doing 7 years.
Yeah.
What was the reason that you went? Just to do something? Just to have something?
No. So I used to like procrastinate, and I used to just front like, yeah, I'm gonna go in the Army, because I wasn't doing nothing. I was my grandfather had a produce business, and I was doing that, and I wasn't making shit. And then I stole a car, and I got arrested. I got caught. And
what kind of car?
Ford F-250.
What'd you do with
Pickup truck. I crashed into a parked car, and then I ran from the cops. and
this is in Philly, right?
This is in Philly.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would have got away. My boy was just lazy, and he didn't want to run, so he got caught. And then I remember I was jumping over. I was in the Northeast. This is like the nicer neighborhood, so the cops come quick and jumping behind yards, and I'm hiding in the bushes and in the front like yard of a church. And I hear dogs barking, and I'm thinking, shit, they brought the police dogs out. But it was really me jumping over yards, waking up like neighbor dogs. So I'm hearing dogs barking. The cops did drive by, and they were like, yo, we got the one guy. And I'm like, fuck, you know, I got to go.
Oh, man, he
so
came out.
My boy got caught, and I didn't know, you know, at the same time, my boy wouldn't have ratted me out, but you don't want to, I didn't want to let him sit. It wasn't his fault. It was my fault. I took the car. He was just an accessory. And it was just something, I forget what the thing was. It could have been like $10,000 in fines, maybe a little more than $10,000 in fines that I had. And obviously at that time I couldn't afford it. And then my mom was dating a politician at the time in Philly, and was able to get me off. And all I had to do was go to court. But me, I like to talk. So I get in front of the judge, and judge goes, hey, you know, this happened, that happened. I was like, Your Honor, you know, I didn't do this like the way they said I did it, and this is going to fuck up my dream of joining the United States Army. And all I had to do was go up and just say not guilty, but I had to tell a story.
Yeah.
And she said, all right, bring me back enlistment papers, and I'll drop all the charges.
Wow.
So that's how I got. And then, you know, I did 3 years was my first enlistment, and then 9/11.
I've only heard stories of that shit. I didn't even know that was official. Like that your charges could get dropped if you went to the Army.
If I didn't say anything, because like I said, my mom was dating a politician, or kind of dating a married politician, and and it was able to get me off. In Philly, you were able to do that. You could get parking tickets or moving violations fixed if you knew the right politician. That was one of the great reasons of being a Democrat in Philly. And we, you know, just getting off, just show up. The guy told me just show up, just stand in front of the judge, say not guilty, you know, whatever, and that's it. Just go. And I had to give an elaborate story, and then I joined the Army.
It's funny. I had a similar story myself. It's a similar story. I'm not gonna get into it.
Well,
but
if you didn't, if you got a similar story, now what are we gonna wait till the show's over?
No. So all right,
you brought the Army, you brought the military shit up. I know you're a vet. Bring that shit up.
I was going to go Air Force Reserve, but I was going to go to college, right? Cool, no problem. And then I get pulled over, and, you know, some things are found in the car. And so then, you know, I go to court, and, you know, I told them, like, yeah, you know, because I had just graduated high school, and the judge like, yo, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, you know, I'm Air Force Reserve. And he stopped me. He didn't even... And he's like, all right, cool. And I just said, fuck it. And then I was really dealing with a girl. And that's why the Air Force thing just came to mind. Because she was like, instead of going to college, just fucking let's do active duty together. And, you know, we could be together. Yeah, that shit ain't work out. But
and you got to be a little smarter to go to the Air Force than some of the other branches. Like I know in the Army, I remember I barely passed it. Was it the ASVAB test or ASVAB?
Yeah. The ASVAB, yeah.
ASVAB, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, funny story. I took my ASVAB beyond. I was super fucking high.
Word?
I forgot I had it because I took it in high school. I didn't take it like at the at not the recruiter's office, but where they ship you off from. I know a lot of people take it there.
MEPS?
MEPS. I can't even remember, and I'm the one that was in the fucking service. I took it in high school. My high school offered it. I forgot I had it, and I remember I showed up like fucking lit, and I took it, and I remember my the recruiter I was talking to, which I shouldn't have listened to, but he's like, yo, only focus on the mechanical section. Well, I didn't know that he's telling me this because they needed mechanical people. I'm thinking like, oh, like whatever. That's the section I need to focus on to get the jobs I asked for. So, yeah, man, fucking ended up joining. I was 18. And I always thought the military would take me all over the world, and it was really boxing that took me places. So military took me to the sandbox and back.
Yeah, it prepares you. It's the crazy thing is like that. You said you were smoked out, like going in there. I remember the night before, and I remember just like obviously not training, not during the training, basic, AIT, and jump. I didn't smoke. There's nowhere to smoke. But once I went full active, when I was done my training, we smoked. I smoked with first sergeants, all
Get
kinds
the
of
fuck
shit.
out of here.
Yeah,
You
bro.
were
I was in Germany for 2 years.
Okay.
We were in K-Town in Germany.
I fucking love K-Town, yo. What's the base out there? The army one.
Kleber Kaserne. That's where I was. I don't know now. You gotta understand. I was in 1999.
Yeah.
I went to Germany.
There's a lot of army bases out there. I just know.
I was in Ramstein. You know, that's where the Air Force.
Yeah,
the Air Force base was there, and then we went to Kaiserslautern.
So we would always stop at Ramstein on the way to and from the sandbox. And one night the plane broke down. Ramstein was booked, and we went to like some army base down the road. And I was with this white kid from Texas who was very quiet, you know, didn't party, saved all his money, didn't ever see him outside. And I'm like, bro, we're in fucking Germany. How about we go out and, you know, see K-Town? So we went out. Dude gets trashed, and we're on this army base, and I had to like carry him to the room, and this kid just fucking like threw up all over his uniform. And you know, when you're on official travel, you got to travel in uniform. So I had to find laundry detergent at like 2 a.m. on this army base and like wash his uniform. But good times in Germany.
You're a terrible influence, Danny.
Good times in Germany.
Oh, Germany's good. You know what though? And I like to bring this up because I think this is funny. But they used to have like bomb fucking Chinese restaurants in Germany.
Really?
And the crazy thing, this is a culture shock now. We got to go back. I mean, I don't know if this is something I should be saying, but the Chinese restaurants in Germany, they speak 2 languages, Chinese and bad German.
Okay.
As opposed to Chinese restaurants from New York. So you get
Chinese and bad English.
And that was like one of the crazy things about it is it's the same shit there that it is. You know, they had like a couple corner Chinese restaurants.
In DR, they know.
And shit there.
We got Chinese spots in DR, especially in San Pedro, and they speak very good Spanish.
No, of course.
Like, amazing.
There's this guy on TikTok, and he's either in like DR. I want to say he's in DR, maybe like Colombia, but it's him and his son, and they're fucking famous because they have a sushi spot out there, and they're both Japanese. But they're like in the Spanish speaking country, and they'll go from like English to Spanish, and then here and there they'll throw in like a Japanese line at each other. And I watched their TikToks. I'm like, what the fuck? But no, it's like that. No, it was funny because when I went out there to K-Town, I had a donor food donor. No, it's like I think it's like Dutch maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, they were selling it in one of the many alleyways out there in K-Town. Nah, bro, it is alleyways though. Well, that's what I would. Maybe it's a street to them. To me, it looked like an alleyway, you know. But they would have bars and shit, and that was probably my favorite part about Germany. Each time I go, it's getting a donor because it's like the best drunk food ever.
Maybe, yeah. You know,
it's similar to a gyro. Similar to a gyro.
Me, I was a picky eater up until like my mid-20s. Like, so I got like I'm like a kid. I don't want vegetables in my food and stuff like that. So I was even more pickier then. I was all cheeseburgers and like chicken nuggets then. So, and then Chinese food and stuff like that.
I gotcha.
So like any like cultural food, I never was like, yeah, let me try that. Cause I was 18, 19 years old in Germany, drinking and doing all that kind of shit.
I gotcha. Really quick though, since we do have you here, I'm just curious, man, working all these years with Top Rank, I'm sure you have some either unique or funny experiences. You know, I'm sure certain things you can't share, but from what you could share.
Funniest Bob Arum story.
The thing is with Bob has a lot of funny stories, and Bob knows when I'm bullshitting, because we're all bullshitters, and Bob will come and he'll bring me to his office, and then there's some shit I could say, but I don't. He's the boss. I don't want to. With all due respect, man, that's the king of this industry. But I'll go in there and he'll ask me like, yeah, how's this guy doing? I don't got a good impression of him, and I'll say, oh yeah, Bob, he's doing really good, and he'll go, Frank, I don't want to fucking hear this, and then I just sit there and I'm like, oh shit, and I'm laughing because as a 90-year-old or whatever at the time, maybe 89 years old, and he just erupts, and then I can't help but laugh. I don't, he knows if he erupts, I'm not gonna sit there and take it serious. Right. He don't want to make me feel lower. It's just who he is. And I'm like, Bob, chill, man. It's all good. Don't worry about it. And then, you go in there and you just keep it real. And then he knows, he senses it. And that's one of the things that he has. But no, Bob is just, some of the shit that he says, I don't know. I don't like to speak on somebody else's behalf or like put stories in there, but I do got a funny story. And I tell this story a lot. And it's one of the most generous things that has ever happened. People try to hook you up. I get T-shirts from fighters and stuff like that. So we were I was at a show in Reno, and I'm in my room, and I get a WhatsApp from a promoter from Africa. I'm not going to say his name, but I get this text from a promoter. Great guy, just he's real nasty to everybody else, but for whatever reason took a liking to me. And he's like, Frank, can you call me? So I get up, I call him. I was like, yo, man, so what's up? And he goes, Frank, I need a beach. Right? And I go, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, it's maybe 10:30, 11 at night. And I'm like, we're in Reno. And I'm like, I know like the bay is like, I'm like, bro, there's like maybe a beach 4 hours away. And he goes,
no, I need a beach.
I need a beach. So it took me a minute. I'm like, oh shit. I was like, okay. And I
caught it right away. I knew he wasn't calling for no fucking sand and water.
So I'm in Reno, right? There's places in Vegas you can direct somebody to go to, and I've done that before. But I'm in the service industry basically. So when somebody wants something, I like to be the guy that can get it. And that's one of the reasons I'm good at my job. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, bro, I don't have no fucking connects here in Reno. But there was Backpage was still around. So I go in there and I'm I made sure I got the right search, man, woman and stuff like that. So I send them the link. I say, here, you pick this over here, help yourself. I didn't hear nothing back. So I WhatsApped it over to him. Maybe 2 hours later, I get a call. He calls me. He goes, Frank, come on down to the coffee shop. And I go, I'm like, shit. I was like, all right. I was in and out sleeping. So I go down, I get dressed, I go down to the coffee shop, and I see him, and he's standing, like, this is like this table right here. He's standing on one side of the table, and there's these two girls standing at the other side of the table. And these girls were rough, bro. These were fucking rough. Like, one girl, I mean, you could tell, like, meth was their friend. Girl had like the shit. She had no cleavage to be wearing the type of shirt she was, but it was like low, and she had like lesions all on her neck.
Oh my god!
So dude goes, Frank, pick a beach.
Pick a beach.
So I'm like, nah, bro, it's cool, man. I said, listen, man, you go have yourself a good time. He's like, no, pick a beach. So I'm just like, and that's when somebody offers. There's certain guys in the game, if they offer you something, you know who's the heavy hitters and who's not, and who's somebody you might disrespect if they offer you something. It wasn't cash, so I'm not doing anything illegal. Well, maybe accepting prostitution might be illegal at this stage. But so I say to him, I'm like, all right, man, well, which one do you want? And he go, and I'm trying to like figure out which one of the two is better than the other, because I already know what I'm gonna do. So I say, all right, I'll take this one. So I picked the girl with the lesions on her chest, right? I take her, right? So there was like 3 rows of elevators to go up to your floor at this casino. I don't remember what casino. And he went in, I think, the middle one, and I went on the end. So I was like, yo, let's go over to the coffee shop real quick. Let's get some stuff. So I go in a coffee shop. I say, you want something to drink? You want some candy, whatever? I got her like Skittles and like a Coke or something.
Skittles. What a combination.
And then because I'm trying to buy time. So I tell her, I said, look, I'm married. I can't do this. Just do whatever you got to do. You know what I'm saying? You got paid already, and just go do what you got to do. And that was it. She went off. I don't know where she went. And the next day, he asked me, he's like, yeah, how was it? And I was like, oh man, it was fucking great, man. I was like, really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. But I'm just saying, it's, to me, the gesture came from the heart. And I had people offer me cash. I had people offer me trip, shit like that just for helping them. But it was just like, for that, I was like, okay, that's what's up. You know what I mean? He meant well.
Is this a guy you still speak to?
Oh, yeah. I still speak to him.
That's crazy.
I've seen him recently, too.
Oh,
we didn't get a chance, and every time he sees me, he asks me for, his request. But he was at a PBC show in Boston, and he called me up. He asked for it. I was like, bro, I'm not there. I don't know what you think I am. I'm not. It's not wrong promotion, and I'm not there.
Frank, I'm in Boston. Help me.
So I haven't come through since.
I forgot I had my guns.
I haven't come through since for him. But yeah, that's one of my favorite stories because it was touching.
Oh man, Frank. Well, I see.
I got some.
You brought us.
Some top rank water.
Top rank water.
Well, you guys are like the drink champs of boxing, so I figured I'd bring some top rank alcohol.
Let's go. Let's go. He said the drink champs of boxing.
You know what I mean?
I actually love that because I was using that as a reference point. I'm like, man, Drink Champ smokes in their studio. Fucking kitten paws over here, afraid of smoke, man.
You're not the only client we got.
Oh, you're not the only client.
We are the only client.
Well, we're the best client
in the studio.
Can you do this? Can you do edibles?
Yeah,
we can. Yeah, but they don't. Yo,
but they're so lame. Edibles don't hit like flour, man. This dude vapes all the time. That shit does nothing. I never see him high, but he's always. It never works.
Or I'm high all the time.
Wow.
And that's just how he looks.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right. His mood doesn't change. But I got a question. We actually had one from Ruin the 504, but you already told us about your role in the sport. So I just want to show him some love, obviously, for dropping your question. James Valdez in San Antonio, Texas says, what were your thoughts and feelings when you heard Top Rank took notice in you?
I mean, it was amazing because that's, you don't expect that. We don't get into this game to, you want to get a job. You seek. You go around. We talk to the promoters and we say, hey, if there's ever an opportunity. And like I said, man, it was just out of the blue, unexpected. And it felt good. It felt good that somebody saw something in me. And, no matter where it is that they put me, and to go back to you said something about where do I see myself going or something like that.
No, I think I asked, or do you want to continue to?
I don't want to be, whatever my position is now. My position's Frank Stay, wherever I'm at. You could say I'm in a certain department or whatever, but like really they don't just throw around titles. So anybody gives a title, then maybe they're secure with that. Me, I always tell people, in this game, people worry about you stepping on their toes and doing their job and talking to their fighters and doing shit like that. Me, I'm not like that, man. I tell people like this. There's one position that I eventually want. There's only one position that I'm coming for, and that's Aram's chair.
Oh,
anybody else, bro, I'm not like, do I want to be the, and this is all due respect to everybody happy for it, but I didn't, my second half of my life dream was to work in boxing. And I'm here, but it's not to be, the gym manager or athletic director or whatever it is or whatever I am. It's that I didn't say that's
so how
what I
are you
want to be when I
achieve
grow
it?
up.
What are you doing to achieve that? Because you have to surpass Todd DeBuff to get that.
Well, I'm not saying I'm going to own Top Rank. I'm not saying anything. I mean, listen, anything.
I mean, you don't have to own it to be the man, like what, the CEO, the man running it.
No, but you could bump into somebody who's got a little bit of money and wants to invest in your vision, and then
well, you mean branching off into your own?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the only chair that I want. I'm not content with being like I said, I don't want to disrespect anybody. But if you want to just go into a position You want to be the creative director, and then that's it, and die, be the greatest creative director of all time, or whatever your job is. That's great, man. Good for you. But not me, man. I want my own vision. I want to do my own shit.
So what's your vision?
Do my own shit. But now here's the great thing about boxing is there's no age restriction. Bob's 90. You know what I'm saying? And he's still He's still sharp. He's still killing it. And everybody below him, 60s, 50s, 70s, 80s, and they're at the top. So, you know, I mean, 41's not young in other fields, but in boxing, you know, I'm still growing.
Absolutely.
I'm still getting creative. So I'm like I would say, man, I don't know.
So you want to run a promotional company or own a promotional company?
That's like I'm in Harvard right now, and I'm just one of them, like, you know, not a 4-year. I'm not getting, you know, my concentration isn't 4 years or 5 years, bro. Like, I'm trying to get my doctorate, and I'm trying to learn. And like I said, man, I worked almost every department in Top Rank, so I learned. And that's the crazy thing. Like, I'm up to 100%. I'm up to something. People like, yo, he's up to something. Fucking right, I'm up to something. I'm trying to learn every little bit of the game I possibly can. Now, I don't know 100% about everything. Then I probably would be making good money if I did. But this is what I'm learning. So will I be with Top Rank? If I stay with Top Rank the rest of my life, then my goal is to own the place. But if not, then yeah, I branch off and do my own thing. But you know, at the same time, I don't want to put a time frame on myself and say, like, you know, buy, because I did that before, and it was a lot harder than I expected it to be.
But obviously, being so close to the sport, working with Top Rank, you see that there is some difficulties in working with other promotional companies. That doesn't, I don't know, that's not scaring you off? That you're going to be considered a Dimitri, a Lou DiBella, you know, and obviously those guys are well off. I wish I could be in their tax bracket, but I'm saying they're not a major.
Well, I mean, listen, I mean, if I could be like the Jesus Christ of boxing, then if that was attainable, then I would be it. I'd be the perfect person. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. It's just you gotta go with the business, man. You know, I like to say everybody in this room is a good person, but we're only good until we're not good, until we're bad. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not like 24/7 a good person. You know, I could get nasty. I get real nasty, and I can, instead of ending someone right then and there, man, I can put some hoodoo voodoo on them to where they suffer for 20 years. And I get satisfaction in that. You know what I mean? But I don't like to go down that route. So you played a good guy. You beat a good guy. And you kind of got to be that. Just the way boxing has been over the years, it seems like there's some good. And, you know, I try to be as honest and keep it real as much as you can. But every once in a while, you know, you deal with people that just complete liars, and that's the type of shit you could deal with. I can't change boxing. There's always going to be multiple promotional companies. So if I'm a Lou DiBella or Dimitri Salita, then that's just the road I got to go until I am Bob Arum or, you know, Don King in his prime.
So are you still seeking that investor, and that's why you haven't, you know, gone further with this idea? Or are you still, like you said, in Harvard and still soaking in from Bob?
I got to learn, bro. If I go off on
so
my
you're
own,
not ready?
I would get eaten alive. I'm not ready. By all means, I'm not ready. And I'm competitive. And I got an ego just like everybody else in this game, because we all got egos. But I'm not ready. And that's, you know, it's like I tell fighters will be like, yeah, you know.
You've been in 9 years. Your Rolodex has to be
I mean, I'm good.
huge.
I'm good with everybody. Like, I'm the type of person I could call or FaceTime somebody, and usually they'll pick up. But if they don't, I'll get a call back. So it's like anybody in boxing, because I don't call nobody on some bullshit. It's either I call them about an opportunity, or I call them just to check up on their well-being. And, you know, if you're genuine with that and you call somebody, they'll always answer the phone.
Do you have a plan in terms of how many more years before you're like, that's it, I have to be doing it by then? You know, like for me, obviously I just threw a number out there, but it gave me something to strive for. I ended up achieving full-time in this business in 2 years less. Like I told myself, man, I'm going to be doing this full-time in 5. But again, it was tongue in cheek. But as I continued and hustled more, I was like, damn, 3 years I was able to do it full time. Obviously, that first year I went full time was not easy. My audience knows that I was going through a divorce and losing my house, but I kept a straight face on, and we got through the rough days, and here we are. But I did have a number. I'm very competitive. I wanted to be able to attain and achieve something by a certain amount of time. Have you thought that far? Have you put a timeline on it?
I mean, there's always extensions.
Of course.
I mean, I would say 10 years total with Top Rank. If I'm not.
So you only need one more or you mean another 10?
No. That's not. I still want to enjoy life in another 10 years.
So you're saying one more and what? Damn. So that's a 12-month goal.
Yeah. My mind's still young and sharp. My body's still kind of young and sharp. So, I want to eventually branch off and do something else. You know what I mean? I got to find myself getting too comfortable sometimes. And it is. I'm a part of a team.
Let me ask you, why do you think you would be good at that position? What is it in these 9 years that you've done or relationships you've built or conversations? Because sometimes, a huge moment for me, I was, I think in DC, I think it was Badu Jack versus Lucian Boutte. I'm interviewing Top Dog, Thomas Williams, and Floyd tapped me on the shoulder. That was it. It was a wrap for me. I'm like, holy shit, you know me? And he's like, yo, good work. I'm like, you know me? You know what I mean? So for me, that was a moment. I don't know, do you have that? Has someone said like, hey, you'd be perfect in doing this, or you should be doing this? Like, has someone, I don't know, motivated you, pushed you that has you feeling this way?
Yeah, no, I've multiple times it says, hey, you should be a manager. And I said, look, I'm still raising kids. It's not
a manager of fighters.
Of fighters, you know what I'm saying?
Like, and you don't like that
position. People say, some people, multiple say, you could be like an Al Heyman type of manager and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, but I don't know if that's. I let God put me where I need to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I set goals, of course. You got to set goals and you got to manifest and make those a reality. And I do have that. And many times have I envisioned something, and it may not have been big. You know what I'm saying? They say, you got to aim small, miss small. Or if you got a big target that you want to hit, then you got to put the work in to get it. And that's, like I said, sometimes I get comfortable. Like you said, some personal things might get in the way. But I find when your personal life is, in disarray, your professional life should be thriving.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, shit, all right, because you can never have it good on both sides. I mean, if you put in enough work, it's like Kevin Hart said to his wife, I could work hard and you can get some okay dick, or I could not work hard and you're getting the good dick. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is in life. If you put shit, like I said, man, I don't know, I'm not good at math, but if I'm working 70 hours a week, I'm putting in work.
Absolutely.
So at home, obviously, I'm neglecting things. I'm neglecting my kids. Sure, I'm paying the bills. Sure, my kids got, a little bit of allowance so they can get what they need and stuff like that. But it's hard. It's like a fighter. And I try to, like, when I talk to these young fighters, I say, man, you think like what you just did. There's a fighter, he's at the gym yesterday, and he runs 5 miles from his hotel and runs back to the gym.
Holy shit.
And I gave him a ride yesterday, but he said he'd rather run.
With his gym bag?
With his gym bag. And
can we get his name?
Rashad Bogart.
Bogart, never even heard of him.
He's had some setbacks. He was invited by Shakur's team, so they're taking care. He's originally from Newark. And he was going about his record. And shout out to him. And I was
How do you spell the last name?
Bogar. And he was saying something about his record. And I was like, man, you just got to distance yourself from the record. I said, see what you're doing now. And he's frustrated. He's a little frustrated. He came all the way out here on his own dime. And, he's there. And as you can see, it's not
It's going to be hard to turn this around.
And that's what I told him. I said, so the shit that you're doing now that I'm acknowledging, you got to do that shit 100 times over.
Whew.
Especially in his position. And I like to use him because everybody I meet is an inspiration. Everybody inspires
and
me.
This kid's been put in tough.
Yeah.
He hasn't, they didn't give the poor kid a break.
But he's in the right mind and he's sacrificing.
Holy shit.
So
I mean, he's been in tough. Wow. He fought Cletus Selden. He fought Mikel Lespierre,
Maxime
Dadashev, Juan Bauza, and Outlaw. That's
and he's good. Yesterday he had a decent day, and like I said, what he's been doing, he's been here for about 2 weeks, and obviously with his record, he doesn't, he's not a millionaire.
Damn, 2 weeks. But so he came just to get work.
He came, yeah.
Holy shit!
On his own dime.
On his own dime.
No ride. No, not asking a handout from anybody.
And he's from North.
And I kept it real. I said, bro, you're probably not going to make it, but what you're doing here, and he appreciated my acknowledgement. I'm like, damn, bro, that's what's up. But you gotta, if you want to make it in this game, you gotta do this shit 100 times over.
So do you give guys like this like a B-side opportunity? Like, can you like, hey, Todd or Brad, like, and you push a guy in it? Because
yeah, you
fuck, man, he hasn't fought since 2018. It's gonna be tough. I mean, it's gonna take Shakur.
He told he's got 3 fight offers, and he told him his guys that he shouldn't fight, and he's like, yo, I'll fight him. I said, but you're not ready. I said, so why fight him? You don't got your shit together.
He got a 3-fight offer?
No, he's got 3 different fights.
Oh, 3 different fights. I'm about to say,
guys with good records.
Yeah,
and I said to him,
course.
look, man, if you're not ready, I said, you all this you've been out here. Like I said, he was frustrated. He might not have gotten the work that he wanted to. He's happy to be around Shakur, learning, training his ass off. But that's in this game is not enough, and it goes for us. If we're not putting in the most work, if we worry about what somebody else is doing, man, we take away from what we're supposed to do. And that's what that's why a lot of people get stalled and held back, is because they worry about what this guy is doing and what that guy is doing. If you worry about that, bro, it's fucked. So
I feel like that's with anything in life, though, right?
And we do, and I sometimes got to practice what I'm preaching right now, because I worry about what other people are doing, and I'm like, oh shit. But then you got to remind yourself, no. You're gonna steer yourself away from your goal.
Yeah, I wanna
go ahead.
You sure?
Yeah,
Because I'm changing subjects.
Yeah,
we about to grab that wheel all the way to the left, because aren't you the one that put together the sparring for Fury and Lovejoy?
Yeah.
How'd that happen? What made you pick Lovejoy?
Well, that's this. Shout out to Tyson Fury. It's the first camp I'm not working with him. His camps I helped out with sparring. I don't like taking full credit, because there's other people who brought some sparring. Ben Davis and Sugar Hill brought their own guys. I brought Jared Anderson. I brought Christopher Lovejoy. So One Shot called me one day, or he texted me one day, and he's like, yo, let me get that Fury work.
That motherfucker. Yo, what was your reaction to that? Was it a text?
I said no problem. I like Chris. Chris is a fucking.
He was in here. We love him.
Solid dude, bro. Like when I'm telling you like this, a solid dude. He's smart. He's savvy, and if you can get with him on a personal level, he's somebody you could trust and has your back. I don't talk to him every day. I don't talk to him every week, but I know if it came down to it, I could trust him and do that.
That's
my
what's
back.
up.
So he's a real one. So he called me up one day or text me, I don't remember, and he's like, yeah. So I said, yo, Tice. I said, Christopher Lovejoy, and everybody knows Christopher Lovejoy.
So Tyson knew who he was right away.
Mm-hmm. So he came in. He was like,
God.
I'll get in there, and I'm not in the liberty.
Of course you can't.
It's like I don't know if you guys were there, but when Tevin made his top ranked gym debut last week, it's always the Tiafimo sparring, and I was there for both of them. And they get on me all the time about, me telling the media, or if I'm ever talking to somebody about it. I said, oh, it's just good work. It's one day I'll put it in my book, or if these guys fight, it depends on who I'm leaning towards at the time, then I'll tell the true story, or at least my true story.
Yeah.
It's multiple people. But in that case, Lovejoy showed up, and he sparred.
How many rounds he do?
It was a couple.
Okay.
No, I'm just trying to think, like maybe it was like 3 or 4.
3 and 4 is good.
3 or 4.
3 and 4 is good.
And like I said, Chris knows where his level is, and I said for him showing up and putting in the effort that he did, I commend him for it.
He landed something?
He did good, bro.
That's what's up.
Listen, I can't get the details.
Let me ask you this, because I've seen Fury and Jared spar. Did he do better than Jared did?
Of course not. They're calling Jared a future world champion.
So So Jared and Tyson sparring, they elevated both of them. Jared elevated Tyson. Tyson elevated Jared. Just being there because he was like 1-2-0 when he got into camp. Antonio Leonard called me one day. He was like, "Yo, man, get Jared into camp." And I was like, he's not tall enough. So Wilder's what, 6'7", 6'6", 6'7", I don't know. And Jared's like 6'4".
Who called you?
Antonio Leonard.
Okay.
And he's like, get Jared into camp. What's his name? And I was kind of against it because of the height. And then, he's like, just make it happen. Jay Prince is there. And these are guys that I'm really close with. And, I want to they take care of me. I want to always take care of them. So I did. I said to Tyson, I said, look, I got this young heavyweight we just signed. Give him a shot. If he's not good, just send him home. And they took him in. And Tyson's brother said he's probably the best boxer he's ever been in the ring with. Wow. And it's not like I could tell you the rumors. There's been like a story about him getting dropped and him
knocked out.
It has never happened.
Yeah, no, Jared debunked that. He debunked that.
It's never happened. And Jared, listen, if Jared could have just kept quiet on the situation. Don't get me wrong. There's days Jared was doing very well, and there's days Fury was doing very well, and there's days it was just like you need to pay to see what they do. And they said just two guys that just elevated their game. Jared Anderson's different. If Jared stays focused and doesn't let anything outside of the ring affect him or derail his route to the top, man, sky's the limit, bro.
Absolutely.
That could be a new Tyson, bro. Just it's
new
insane.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, new Mike Tyson. That's just what he does. Is just amazing, and he can only train harder and get better. He's got an 8-round gas tank right now. You know what I'm saying? Because he's young, but once he gets that 12-round gas tank, unstoppable.
Wow.
Yeah, no, Jared. I think what'll help him too. Obviously, he puts that work into, but as far as growing, he's so personable and very nice, and smiling, and just has a very good personality. So I think
he's positive, real positive, and the thing is like, and the only reason why I'm not saying he's an example, but a lot of these young fighters is the mental health and mental illness affects them, and you see it with our current crop. There's a couple of the lightweights right now.
Yeah, Ryan
got some issues. There's more than just Ryan, but I'm not saying Jared's there, but you don't know what could affect Jared. So if Jared, something happens. He's experienced some trauma in his life over the past year. I know he's lost some family and friends, and it's just how he reacts to it because he's a good-hearted kid.
Absolutely.
And if he can just get through that and just be the Jared Anderson that we know he is, he could be the biggest star in the sport. I think he's going to be the biggest star in the sport one day. I tell Jay and Antonio all the time. I said, that's your golden boy right there. I said, that's your heavyweight, man. You get one of them, especially in boxing, and he becomes big. You'll make more money than any of your other fighters.
What was it like for you? Because to me, it was a special moment when Devin came over to the gym and just seeing him and Shakur. Obviously they have a friendship, and seeing them just kind of share some words with each other. Obviously all positive, but in my eyes, along with Jared and Shakur and Devin are two of the future guys in the sport. Do you feel that way? And what'd you make of just that moment that they had in the gym?
So Shakur Stevenson to me is the best fighter in boxing. Now, you go pound for pound, you got to have Canelo up there. Just what that guy's accomplished. Shakur hasn't accomplished what Canelo's accomplished yet. But I mean, as far as like skill, I think Shakur is number one. I don't, and every time I tell him that, he'll say, no, Bud is. And I say, okay, I agree. Bud's a fantastic fighter, one of the best of our generation. We go down as one of the best of all time. But I just say Shakur's another young fighter. If all goes well with him, he's right here. He's right in his head. He's right in outside of the ring, and he's just focused on what he's supposed to do inside of the ring. He's a megastar. He's unstoppable. And I believe the same Devin Haney. This is going to be my first opportunity to work with them. I've known the Haneys for 12 years. And we haven't always seen eye to eye. So anytime we see each other, it's jaw jacking back and forth. Obviously, I'm outnumbered. I roll with posse of one, and you see what his crew is. But it's all love at the end of the day. Bill's a character of his own, but you got to commend him as a father, because I remember around 12 years ago, he opened up a gym for his little son. And how old's Devin? Whatever, 12 years. He's 23. So 11 years old. I remember he was, he was this big. And he did all this for his son. And, Bill will be the first one to tell you he wasn't, he wasn't a priest. Or I'm not saying priest or the best or good, but he wasn't a Boy Scout and stuff like that. But what he did do is he took care of his kids and led them in the right path.
Mm-hmm.
And look where Devin is now. Devin is like the ultimate athlete. Like if you see the time we went for sparring with Teofimo, he was there before we got there, and he left after they were already packed up and done, still fucking working. And then anytime I seen him, the kid just, I say kid, he's a man, but he just works and works and works, and then you just look at him, he performs, and he's just somebody else. He's gonna get better. He's just going to keep getting better because he's young and he has that work ethic. And his goal is to be undisputed champion. And I believe on, was it June 4th?
4th in the U.S., 5th in Australia.
Yeah, see, I get those dates mixed up there. So June 4th, he's going over there for a reason. And,
You making a trip?
It depends. It depends. Most likely not. But if I get called upon to go, then I'll go.
Why wouldn't you go? Because you have duties?
I have the gym. So, I'm still waiting for the Haneys to come. I talked to Bill yesterday. He's like, yeah, we're going to go to Bones. And I was like, all right. So, I'm clearing some space for him, moving some guys around so they got their free time in the gym. So I'm waiting for them to come. If they come like all is planned, I know there's, they're planning on a couple other places that they're going to be working. But if they come there, it'll be Devin and Shakur back to back. So who knows when Devin's fight comes up, who's going to be in town and who I have to look after.
Okay.
Fair enough. I got some more here from the people before we let you go. Brandon Lenz in Houston says, from your time as a matchmaker, how real is the concept of ducking? If you would say it is real out of a possible 100%, what percentage would you put on the fighter's role in ducking?
Well, it depends on what you're talking about. So if you're looking at 4, 6, 8 round fights, in the contract for the fighters, if you're smart, and this is a little game, make sure you have the promoter offer you 2 to 3 opponents for each fight. And a lot of guys just, if you don't have that in there, they can offer you one, say one and done, you turn it down, that counts as a fight without you actually fighting on your contract.
Mm-hmm.
So if a fighter says, hey, especially in those stages, you gotta pick and choose. But like I said, we got the best matchmakers that know, like, as far as developing, and some boxing dads or some trainers that are overprotective of their fighters will be like, oh, we don't like this guy right now. So I guess you could say that's ducking. But if you go up to co-main event and main event, it's not up to the fighter. It's not. So the fighter very rarely, and I mean, unless you guys have experience with that. I don't have a lot of experience.
So
with
Earl's not ducking Crawford, in your opinion?
No, man. These are guys at the highest level. They have managers. They have advisors. They have business advisors. They have all kinds of shit, all kinds of people in their ears. And usually the fighter will make the final decision. But there's times where those filters that I had mentioned that are around those fighters, they might not tell them the whole story.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if it doesn't make, these guys are thinking more business. Once you get at that level, you got to start thinking more business for yourself. You can't just say, oh, I'll fight anybody, anytime. Doesn't matter. I'm not in it for the money.
So Canelo's not ducking Benavidez by not taking, $100+ million for 2 fights?
With PBC?
Versus $160 million for 3 fights with Matchroom.
You could, popular opinion probably says yeah. But
I say no, man. They give you 160 for 3 fights.
But you just mentioned the name. It's Canelo. Canelo could fight us if he wants. You know what I'm saying? He could pick and choose. He's earned that right. He's the cliche cash cow, but he is the man in boxing right now. So if he wants to fight John Ryder instead of David Benavidez next, who are we to tell that guy no? You know what I'm saying? He earned it. David Benavidez is still young. He's still coming up. And I say it like this. He should fight Charlo. Canelo says fight Charlo. Listen to Canelo.
That's gonna be a sound.
So what about Floyd being a Las Vegan? He says that he thinks Canelo's ducking Benavidez.
Floyd's another guy. He earned his right to pick and choose and say what he wants to say, and we've earned our rights as paying customers to criticize what he says. So I'm just gonna say Floyd is probably looking at Canelo right now as like, yo, that's the Mexican version of me, and I don't really like him.
Which is crazy. He should be like, that Nas verse. He's like, or is it Jay-Z where he says like a proud father watching his only son that made it. You know what I mean? Like he literally says he learned from Floyd. So I would take it as some sort of compliment. I got Coach Myers in Connecticut. Who is the most laid back fighter that you've been around and why?
Man, there's some real ones. I mean, I'll go more recent, and there's a lot of really laid back, cool, down to earth fighters. But I say like right now, this past like camp where he was at, I say Kenny Sims.
Oh wow.
You know, he's we talk about some other shit. I trust his. I think he's got the best mind in boxing. I think, as a fighter, I think he could beat anybody in his division. He's capable of beating anybody in his division, as are some of the other fighters in their division capable. I just want to put that disclaimer out there. But I just think his IQ and just his mind for the sport is great. But on some real shit, on some family shit, we just talk about that stuff, and we could sit there. He'll come in. And he's like, I don't got a fight coming up. I'm not sparring today. He'll be like that, and then we'll just sit there and just chop it up. But there's so many of them. I'm just saying my recent interactions. Shakur, when Shakur's not busy, Shakur's laid back. Shakur's chill. You just had Christian Williams on. That's another guy, real guy. Good fighter, just laid back, real, great personality, great charisma about him. But just somebody down to earth. You can just have like a real conversation, and you can tell him a little bit about your personal business. Same as Jared. Same as the one thing is what a lot of people don't realize is these fighters, they do have feelings. They are sensitive. I didn't know that. So we criticize them, and we talk shit, and we tell these guys like, oh, you ain't that. But they hear it, they see it, it hurts their feelings. I use Teofimo Lopez as an example. I don't know what he's going through. He's like my little brother. We were basically best friends coming up, and whatever the past year and a half, 2 years, we became estranged. But I still love him. I still wish the best for him. He's another one. He looks like he's on top of the world, but he's sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
Inside the ring, he's not so sensitive, but outside of the ring, it's like any of us.
No, he's super sensitive.
It's if your girl went and said, yo, you got a small dick. That shit's gonna stay on your fucking mind. And I'm not saying. I mean, us telling a guy,
you're gonna go on a smashing spree to make sure she ain't lying.
Exactly. Then you gotta prove yourself. You gotta
That's why I always make. Well,
you get a second opinion.
No. This was like a thing more so in high school and maybe like my first year in Vegas. But any girl I had sex with, I always had sex with her twice, because if it was bad, you wouldn't have came back. You get what I'm saying? So that was like, childish. Like I said, I was in high school, 18, living out here.
No, yeah, I'll never forget. Like, like when a woman's scoring her, I guess that's the thing. But I remember a girl said to me, like, you think I want your 2 minutes of dick? Or some shit like that. And I'm like, I still remember that shit. I don't always go 2 minutes. Sometimes I go a minute. You know what I'm saying? But in that case, you don't forget. So when you tell a fighter, like, yo, you're ducking this guy and you ain't shit and you look like shit your last. And I say like this, just like as the psychology of a boxing fan or a boxing insider, that's equivalent to that being told to us.
Damn.
Whether it's true or not.
Yeah, no, listen, I learned the hard way that they have feelings and they are very emotional and sensitive.
Human.
And someone, whether or not they are looking, someone is sending it to them. So you're in a rock and a hard place regardless. But Frank, we got our next guest outside. And I think we're done. Actually, we got 2 last-minute ones slid in from our community. Brandon Maurice in Cincinnati says, are you familiar with the term Top Rank diet.
No, what's that?
You've never heard of a Top Rank diet?
Top Rank diet is this thing going around the internet that is kind of to like label the Top Rank upbringing of a prospect. You know, they give them their diet where they make sure, you know, they're getting what they need, all the nutrition.
Give me an example of somebody on the Top Rank diet. Keep it real.
I would say Flores was on a diet for a minute, and you know, he had a couple fights that he didn't take. Albert Bell, he didn't take. Another, you know. Then you got fuck, man. We made shirts though. I'm gonna be real.
No, I get it. I get it. So using Flores as an example.
No, don't use Flores. He's in here tomorrow. No,
just
use someone else.
No, but I just want to say, like, listen, kid's a hell of a fighter. As an amateur, he was, you know, #1 in the world.
Yeah,
and
you guys signed him at 16.
You know, he has some health issues for his loss with Luis Alberto Lopez, and give credit to Luis Alberto Lopez. That dude's a fucking little killer, bro. Little awkward fucking killer. So, you know, these guys are learning on the job. I say like this: Top Rank develops fighters better than anybody. So if they get up to a certain place, and we could say, oh, he hasn't fought anybody. I guess it's the Top Rank diet. I guess you know, if he's a paying customer, he's entitled to his opinion, and I value his opinion, and I'm sure.
Well, there's also this. Even Shakur, some would say he got it right. Like, he earned his way to the WBO shot, and he should have fought Valdez 3 years ago, and instead he got a vacant title. And then he moves up, and Navarrete gets a vacant title. You know, so it's kind of the trend over there. You know, Josh Taylor's moving up, and fucking Tio's rumored to get a vacant title off of laws versus some dude we never heard of. That's
politics. I don't know the thing in the politics on that stuff. So I mean, I don't agree. I don't.
Yeah,
disagree.
but those politics wouldn't exist if it weren't for the relationships with the promoters. Obviously, the WBO is showing favor to Top Rank for the years of business, like the same way they show favor to Frank Warren. You know, and Al Heyman gets favor with the WBA. You know, we call that what is it? WBA. What benefits Al?
Okay, so it's like basketball. If the ref favors your team on a bad call, we'll take it. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. I play. You know what team I play for. So if there's a bad call and it favors one of our fighters, I take it. Now, between me and you, off record, off air, there's a good chance I'm going to say, yo, you know, our guy might have lost. I'm not going to use any examples. I don't really have any examples off the top of my head. But, you know, how many times have I seen, being on the team that I'm on, have we got jobbed out and we got the bad decision. So, you know, that it goes
both ways.
It does. It really does. So it's just boxing as a whole. I mean, listen, if you got your opinions on Top Rank, that's cool. I mean, I don't agree with everything we do. You know what I'm saying? But again, I'm in the position I'm in, and I make what I make because I'm not Bob Arum and I'm not Todd DeBuff. Yeah. And I don't know what they know, and I don't have that experience, or Brad Jacobs, or all these guys that do run the ship. So if the Top Rank vet, to them, it might be valid. I call it fighter development. So if you see a guy getting brought up, we try not to make our guys fight stiffs, even though it looks like it. At least the records perceived to be better than what they are.
What the fighter is. And
I got another one here. I don't know. You might take a no comment, or you don't know on this. Jay Miller says, on the Barbershop Conversation podcast, Cameron Duncan said there was a no black fighter rule at Top Rank for potential good fighters. He said there was an NBF sign in the office. Are you aware of that?
NBF.
No black fighters. Yeah. Oh, no. There was no sign. Cameron Duncan was the best manager in boxing. He had Bradley, Jesse Vargas,
Terrence Crawford, Mikey Garcia.
So it's
Nonito Donaire?
Donito Donaire. So he had all these guys, bro. And he was a good manager because he got his guys the best money. But once these guys figured out that they don't need him and don't need to pay him his money, then that's fine. I don't know. I've never had an issue with Cameron Duncan. He had...
And I told him that before. Like, I know he told me on an interview, his quote was like, they can leave you as a manager. That's why I became a promoter. So, you know, I'm only saying that to say that maybe some of his bitterness still stems back from that. Like, look at the names we just listed off. Imagine he would have still had those names. Imagine he still has a piece of Crawford or a piece of Mikey. You know, he's making some serious money, but he doesn't. So I can see how he's a bit.
He's sour. He's sour grapes right now, but it's.
I mean, he got Boots and Brandon Lee.
He got Boots, but
he got an eye for talent. Somehow he finds it.
He's one of the best recruiters that have ever lived in boxing, and I'll tell you like that. And if he has an issue, he had an issue with me about something, and I don't know. And that's just how he is. He just get.
He might change though. When's the last time you spoke to him? Because he's super. He had to like. I think he had some sort of near-death experience.
He did. He's born again.
Super religious now.
Listen, we're all born again.
I mean, based off that, he has to at least entertain a conversation with you because, you know, Bible preaches forgiveness.
It does, but the thing is I'm not saying Top Rank won't do business with him.
Oh, no. I'm not saying him
they haven't done
Top Rank.
business with him.
I mean, you and he, since you said you had.
I have no issue. Him and I don't.
Well, you say he didn't like you.
It's just for whatever, because I'm with Top Rank, and he was somebody I did like enjoy but he doesn't trust nobody, and he's been known to tell fibs here and there. And I'm not going in on him. I respect Cameron Duncan. I respect him for what he does. But whatever his issues are with my team, if he's not with us right now, good riddance. But if he brings something to the table, you know what I mean, he fixes us a plate that we can eat, then cool,
so he never brought that. He never brought that Boots plate to the table?
Did. I seen him maybe 2 years ago. He came into the office and I was like, "Hey, Cameron." He went right and had a meeting with Todd.
Wow, so you guys had the chance at Boots and didn't take it.
We did, but there was so much other stuff that I know.
I know. He did have
There's another Chris Mittendorf and another guy involved.
They just got him out now, so I get they didn't want to be part of
Brandon
that legal
Lee,
battle.
You know, all these things like that he had. But, you know, Cameron, I wish him the best, man. I know he's been sick. I know he wears like a colostomy bag and walks around with it. I mean, I don't know if we should put that shit out there, but I wish him the best, man. I wish him nothing but good health and success. He, like I said, he was one of the best.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, you come at the team, and I remember he was talking shit about me one time. He's like, "I don't trust this guy right here." And I'm like, "Cameron, I'm standing right fucking here."
So he said it in front of you at least.
He said it. Dude, I hate to, I can't think of his name, so I'll just pass on with that. But yeah, that's there. If there was an MBF sign, they took it down the day before I got the Top Rank. But I believe there's never. I mean, if you look at it, you look at the Top Rank stable right now,
especially right now, that definitely.
I mean,
has
Shakur,
changed.
Devin, Keyshawn Davis, Jared Anderson, like, come on,
we got
man.
the best
Tiger
prospects.
Johnson,
Bruce Carrington. Come
but
on.
listen, we're gonna go to a quick intermission. Take this picture with Frank. I want to thank you. I see you brought a lot of gifts.
Yeah,
I don't know if you want to show them on.
No,
air.
no. It's just for you. It's nothing special. You just, you know, this is just stuff that was laying around, and I can, you know, come bearing gifts for you guys. You guys can.
You're the man.
You don't
You're
even
the
have to
man.
look at them in front of me.
You're the man. Well, we giving you plenty of water and Red Bull here. All you can eat.
I appreciate you guys for having me, man.
No, thank you. Want to make you a regular like Evan, man. We're out here.
Thank you.
12 years. I never expected it to turn out like this.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
Shout out to the community, man. I appreciate y'all.
What's happening, people? Info Joe, Los Angeles, in the building.
Adrian, the problem Roman, man from the frozen tundra.
Keem, straight out of Florida. Liz Lowe, Decatur, Georgia.
You already know what it is. It's the Queen, Martha K, Detroit, stand up.
David Maldonado, New York City. Yo, Nuts, don't cut me off, man. Don't cut me off.
King Amin of Essex, catch me for them championship rounds.
Big Super Mac, Plainview, Texas.
Davidian in Buffalo. God bless you all.
In Jesus' name.
Without Chai, it ain't nothing. Without the callers, it ain't nothing, man.
Bad Girl, TKO, San Diego, California.
Big Fish, Vegas, Palm Beach, Florida.
Intrigued, the incredible, straight out the ATL. James Benitez, Huntsville, Alabama. It ain't hating, it's just the truth.
Show Kid, Mount Vernon, New York, suckers.
SDS Promotions.
Coach Mide from London, UK.
Checking in from Tennessee, it's Lethal James, P-A-Y-N-E. It's lethal.
Line 6 Reed, just spreading that boots gospel.
Bo from Bama, only in America.
Well, I'm a true attestation to the American dream.
King Born, Crown Heights, Brooklyn. You heard? 4 chicken wings and french fries, breakfast of champions. Let's get to it.
JT, New Orleans, Louisiana.
stuff like that.
Yo, TVV, this Coach J-Mac. Going to Louisiana, 504, baby.
What have you?
See, why? Hey.
California.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel, join YouTube members and Patreon for some.
This is the #1 pound for pound and 2-division champion, Marvin the Tank Furman from Dallas, Texas.
Mr. LB Southern, from DC to Stunt City, Bomb Squad.
Brandon Maurice, aka the AJ Trucking, straight out of Cincinnati, baby.
Madbad 100, U.S. Virgin Islands.
Chick Chickarelli, Hollywood, California.
Louis Reyes, Boston, Mass. Yo, drop that SDS shit,
This
son.
message was brought to you by SDS Promotions.
The voice of the people, there is no equal.
The darkness is your ally. You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it.
Because when he has been in the bright lights and enjoying his time, having fun and lapping it up, no problem. You're the big celebrity. You're in the bright lights. I've been in the dark, in the trenches, in the gym.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
People ask me, when does camp start? Camp started as soon as I bet Tevin Lopez. As soon as I batted him and took all his belts, camp started the next day.
What a right hand from George Kambosos, and the takeover went down.
He's a good villain, though. He's a good villain.
Do you feel in charge?
Could have fought anybody. Lomachenko, Devin Haney. Unfortunately, Lomachenko's not available. Beautiful. Devin Haney, step up. Now we'll take your belt.
Yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We just wrapped up with Frank Stay of Top Rank, and we are back with yet another Top Rank prospect here, probably on the verge of contendership. You're 19-0 at the moment.
16-0.
Oh, 16-0. I'm sorry, but we are joined by Andres Cortez, born and raised here in North Vegas.
Yep.
All right, so you're a genuine Las Vegan.
Yeah. Just speak a little bit closer into the mic, champ. Yep, there we go. But champ, just talk to us. Obviously, you got started. You got that Mayweather deal, and then moved on and got the Top Rank deal. Just talk to us about how that came about and just your upbringing and everything like that.
I mean, I turned professional in Mexico. Got my feet wet over there, and then signed to Mayweather Promotions. Then did 3 years with them. Then, got lucky enough to fight in the bubble during COVID. And now I'm just here, fighting in my first fight on contract. So I'm excited, and I want to keep giving knockouts and keep giving these good performances, and keep showing the world what I can do.
So how did you get that promotional deal with Top Rank?
I'm on a 2 knockout streak. I had one viral knockout. I was coming in kind of like as an opponent, and so now I'm just moving on forward.
So at this point in your career, you got the Top Rank deal, right? Still undefeated, looking to take that next step in your career. Look for those 10 and 12 round fights, and look for those, those regional belts, as we like to call that, are so important to be in the rankings and move up the rankings. Where do you stand now as far as your career is concerned and moving forward?
I'm ready for the top. I just got offered Jamal Hearing. I took it with no questions asked, and he denied it. So I'm ready for the big fights. I've been ducked for some time now by a lot.
Who's ducking you?
A lot of these people, man.
I need to know names. We never heard of you, so it's like for you to say you've been ducked. I'm like, wow, okay.
Well, I mean, he just said Jamel Herring, turned down the fight. So.
Okay.
His
comeback fight?
Yeah, for May. I was supposed to. I already had my fight, April 30th.
Well, do you truly believe he turned it down or ducked you? He has been on record saying that he was on standby to get the Kambosos fight had Haney not accepted it.
Nah, what I heard, well, by our team, we've been offered, the fight. There was a date and everything, and it was up to him, and he decided to pick someone else for that fight, and I was willing even to go up 5 pounds to fight him. So, you
were willing to drop 5 pounds.
No,
go up because you're at 30.
Yeah.
And then obviously that fight would be at 35 since Jamel said he is.
But you you've been more than just 30. You haven't really officially weighed in at 30 because you haven't fought for a belt. So,
yeah.
30, 35, I'm sure isn't an issue for you. So you don't buy the whole he took a bigger opportunity.
Well, the guy that he fought, I think has about the same record, if not. He's the guy that fought. Well, I don't know who he's fighting exactly, but what I've heard is he fighting the guy that fought Adorno. The guy that the Ortiz.
Jaime Ortiz.
That's what I've heard of, but I'm not sure.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, he's got more TV time than you. He's more recognizable than you.
I mean,
he got the fight with Adorno on ESPN. Plus, he been on Showbox. So for Jamel, it's like, yeah, this guy people know.
I mean, but I knocked out Cervania in 1 round. That's the guy that dropped Valdez in a world title fight.
That's true.
You got your argument.
No, that's true. That's true.
So,
but I hear. First of all, let's talk about your nickname before we get into you living up to the nickname. From what I'm hearing, where'd you get the nickname Savage from? That's not typical for a Latino.
I mean, I just think I'm a killer, man, and I think that name fits me. There's no other way around it.
Well, since there's no other way around it, would Shakur call you a killer?
I mean, that time gonna come. The time gonna come. But I know his team will. So
you've sparred not Shakur, but people in his camp.
Yeah.
So who'd you spar?
I don't know his name. He's with him.
Right now, he's with him. Chris Williams?
No.
Antoine.
Uh-oh.
We're talking to the mic. And you are, sir?
I'm Louis Cortez.
Oh, you're the brother?
Yeah.
Manager or just brother?
Whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
But I'm just his older brother, and I do all the business outside of the ring. And we here right now, 16-0.
So before we did bring you guys on there, we were informed that there was
an altercation
between
Shakur Stevenson's camp and your camp. So I just want the details. What's up? What happened?
What happened there? So you were sparring Antoine Cobb, a fighter of Shakur. What came of that, and what led to said altercation?
I mean, my brother will tell you better the story.
Okay, go ahead, Luke.
Nah, it's a simple story. Long story short, my brother has a good similarity style to Valdez somewhat. Shakur, he a competitive person. He trying to spar everybody, of course, right? But we got our big fight coming up as well. We find somebody that's 6 foot tall.
Wow.
So we ain't, we're here to build our brand and finally get recognized so the whole world knows what we could do. Shakur kept asking Frank, yo, I want to spar Cortez. I want to spar Cortez. And I was like, yeah, man, we going to spar him for free. Don't worry about it. We going to get it done because we want to see where we at too. Well, Shakur kept being somewhat a little bit annoying. And it was like almost stepping on my toes because Frank was texting me. And I was like, man, this shit getting out of hand. This shit getting out of pocket. So,
but how so? Because I mean, you're making it seem like it was excessive texting.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh
yeah, it was definitely. It was like I said, he was stepping on our toes.
So it was an ongoing thing.
Yeah, a little bit like the tensions were there. Shakur DM little bros.
But why would he insist on sparring your brother? What was it that he seen or that your brother did?
There's a whole lot of things that I'd rather not say and speak about it. A couple management deals and then go through that they part of or whatever.
Okay.
But like a whole lot of.
So I'm gonna have to fill in that blank for you. Are you saying that James Prince wanted to sign your brother, and because you didn't go in that direction, you're feeling?
I ain't gonna speak upon none of that just because my respect is there for Mr. Prince, and he did give me some education and knowledge. But you know, I mean, like I said, it was Shakur was just kept asking or whatever, and of course, like Shakur, if my brother sparring Shakur would be the best sparring for Shakur. But at the same time, we gotta focus on our own self. So long story short, whatever, we needed some work. So Frank brought us in to spar Antoine Cobb, and Shakur was feeling his groove or whatever in the ring, and he looked at me. He's like, "Tell him I want some work." And I just told him straight up, "You ask and you shall receive," you know. And Lil Bros got in there with Anton Cobb, and before that, the whole team that were talking loud, like just nonsense stuff. Just Eddie Reynoso could be here. They ain't gonna do nothing. Y'all could bet 300,000 to get 100,000. Like just loud talk.
But why Eddie? You train with Eddie?
Nah, nothing. They were just feeling good, you know. They were just feeling good, and I mean, we come from Floyd. Like, my brother got signed with Floyd. He had a spar Tank in front of Floyd, and Floyd was literally in our ear talking shit. So it's like, that shit ain't gonna work over here. Like, get that out of here. So like, you know, they just added flame to the fuel, and I started talking my stuff. And
what did you say exactly?
A whole lot of stuff.
Give me one line.
Y'all done fucked up.
Okay.
Y'all done fucked up, you know. And at the end of the whole thing, I mean, Cobb, of course, he's very inexperienced for my brother, but you know, it was bad intentions. You could tell. My brother just dissected him. Lil Bros didn't even get hit at all. It was the easiest work ever, to be so real. And Shakur was all pissy. He was like literally right next to me, the whole team. And even Shakur's grandpa said, you know, he couldn't even say, I can't even say nothing. They were all just mad, you know. And at the end of the sparring camp, I just said, respect isn't given, is earned, and left it as that.
So Andres, how many rounds did you do with Antoine?
4.
So this back and forth is going on throughout the entire sparring. So you said Shakur was right next to you. So during the sparring, like you said, you're saying they had a lot to say before. During the sparring, is there still stuff being said, like to you or to your team during the sparring?
Yeah, they didn't have faith in their mans, and I told them that because they're like, "Oh, you're picking and choosing. You don't want to spar Shakur," and then that's what I told them. Like, man, that's cold blooded. Y'all don't got faith in y'all mans. That's fucked up.
So you sparred Antoine, and obviously Shakur was the one you're saying who wanted the work. So did that, after the whole back and forth, did that work ever happen or no? Did you and Shakur ever get some work?
Well, that was just Friday, Thursday.
Yeah, that was brand new. That was just
a couple days ago. Okay, okay. So, I mean, do you think it was just like a fighter talk, or do you think there's more to it? Do you think it's at this point it's actual beef, or is it just gym talk, fighter talk?
Yeah. I think it's just, Shakur's a very competitive person. I mean, who isn't though in the sport of boxing? I mean, like I said, we're focusing on our fight, and Shakur wants to get some work with Lil Bros because he getting ready for Valdez, but he got, I think, a little bit too much asking for the work, and he got too cocky, so we had to, tell him what time it is. And believe it or not, I'm gonna be real, and everybody could believe in what they want to believe in. Shakur seen my brother spar right there, like ringside, and I seen Shakur a little bit. I wasn't really paying full attention, but man, dude ain't no killer, bro. Like Shakur got great defense. He gonna catch your stuff and whack you back, but he ain't the type that's gonna really hurt you. He gonna point you out. He gonna neutralize it, and that's that. We talking about, my bros.
Man,
really,
he just stopped Jamel Herring.
Come on, man. That was a friendly fight. That was a friendly fight, bro. Like, that's not a real fight.
So what are you saying? Are you saying that are you guys saying that he doesn't get past Valdez? You think
bro, styles make fights once again, and like, man, come on, but like, to each his own. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why, I talked my stuff when that happened, because they felt like they could get one on us, and we sent them home all sad. Like,
now, when you say you sent them home,
all sad.
Why were they sad?
Yeah, but how'd you send them home? Is it, you mean like their gym session was over and they still wanted it?
They were all in the ring looking at Lil Bro sparring, and I just talked my shit because they were talking their shit. So, you know, I ain't no sucker. I ain't soft. So, you know, I just said the right things to send them all home sad.
And did your brother perform?
Anton Quab is too inexperienced for my brother. He didn't even land a punch. They wanted to go 6 rounds. They couldn't even last 4 rounds.
So when you say he can't last, you saying Antoine got out?
He got out. I said, you don't want no more, right? No mas. He got out.
Damn, you look my co-host's face. He from Chicago.
My brother's a true killer, bro. Like, man, we finally got our little promotion thing going on. So we got our work that's gonna keep coming in, and you know, it's bound to happen. You know, we just gotta, you know, work the right way and make the right moves, and with God's will, you know, we gonna make it happen.
So you said styles make fights, but you didn't give me your pick in the Valdez and Shakur fight. I think I know which way you're headed, but there's people in the chat like, so who?
Yeah, because this is live.
Yeah, so who's your pick in that fight?
Man, like I said, styles make fights. You know, of course, you know, I'm gonna ride the hot hand. You know, my pick realistically, I'm from Las Vegas, so I like to bet. I'm gonna take the over. I'll take the over.
So he believes Shakur's going to decision.
Yeah, I'll take the over. Leave it as that. But you know, odds are always meant to be broken for sure. You know, so don't count out Valdez. He's a hungry man, but you know, I think Shakur does have the skills to pull out that fight for sure.
Andres, you've been pretty quiet while your brother was talking. Is there anything that you would like to add, you know, to the incident that took place at Top Rank Gym, I'm assuming? So
yeah, I mean, nothing really to add to it. You know,
Okay.
It was just another day in the gym.
Okay.
And as far as, you know, it comes with me. You know what I mean?
Do you feel that Shakur only wanted to spar you because you was doing whatever you was doing to his friend?
I mean, I don't take nothing personal. You know what I mean? As far as boxing, like, nothing's personal. You know, it's business at the end of the day. But, you know, I mean, I get up in there and do what I got to do. Because that's not, I don't know. You know, I just go in there and beat people up, man, to be so honest.
So now your brother gave his thought. What are your thoughts on the Oscar Valdez Shakur Stevenson unification later this month?
You know, I really believe Shakur will, you know, be able to beat him up. May be able to stop him. I don't really know. You know, Valdez hasn't been stopped before, but I do think, you know, he's gonna be able to handle him and definitely take him late. You know, like I said, I don't really know. It just goes as far as, you know, if Valdez is on some stuff. To be so honest with me.
Like you're saying, given that he popped high, okay, some of that tea, okay.
So, and if he's on it, you know, he's gonna be able to endure a little more. So, you know, it could go 12 rounds, but I got Shakur unanimous decision.
Okay. Do you think?
I wanted to
okay, go
ask
ahead,
this,
go ahead.
and I don't want to forget, man. Were you guys in the gym when Shakur sparred? Just waiting to see any facial expressions. The Vargases, Amado. No.
Okay.
Have you sparred any of the Vargases? Because you're local.
I sparred about both of them.
Junior?
No. The 2 younger ones.
Emiliano and Amado.
Yeah.
How'd it go with Amado? Did you see the highlights of Shakur's Amado?
No, I didn't see him.
So
it's not that much of a highlight though. It's like 4 or 5 punches Shakur landing on him. That guy not landing on him.
But the reason he's asking is because we were informed that I guess Amado was on video
publicly picking Valdez,
and we were told that Shakur had an issue with it. There was some DMs exchanged, some sparring took place. So that's the reason.
Like some payback sparring for picking against him.
You know, that's the you know, obviously the reason we're bringing it up, given, you know, what you guys told us took place in the gym last week. So just wanted to see, you know, if you guys were there for that, because we were hearing a lot of you know, a lot of tea, a lot of stuff going on. So as far as that.
So being from here in Vegas, do you use the Top Rank gym now? Did you just decide to migrate there, or are you staying in your home regular gym that you, I guess, started in?
Nah, I just started training there.
Okay.
Probably
And you're gonna stay there?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay there.
So where were you before then?
I was honestly gym to gym.
Oh.
Like I was like Las Vegas Fight Club, and then sparring at any gym, Salas, just wherever really.
Have you ate at that barbecue spot? What's the name of it?
That's not a barbecue spot. So
chicken spot. Jesus.
It's a chicken spot.
Las Vegas Chicken?
Nevada Chicken Cafe. It's in the same parking lot as.
What? You ain't get out of working out and go eat a rotisserie chicken. That's one of the healthiest things to do.
I didn't even know that place existed.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Cause you know where the real boxing gym?
Yeah.
Okay, it's right next to that.
Okay.
But it's a good. It reminded. You're of Mexican descent, right?
Yeah.
It reminded me of pollo al carbón, like, cause they grill it. It's healthy. It's good and juicy. So, that's like our go-to spot when we're done working out.
So, have you gotten some work with Devin again, being local?
Well, I actually went to middle school with him. So when I was younger, we sparred, but as of like years now, I haven't. Yeah.
Why haven't you tried to get with that?
I don't know. Like we have the same strength coach. So I see him
at phase
often.
1.
Yeah. I see him often, yeah.
Okay. So you do your strength and conditioning at phase 1.
Yeah.
How do you like that? I mean,
they say iron sharpens iron. I'm just saying. What's up? You the manager over here.
Nah,
you don't want that Devin work?
Look, I got a lot of love for Devin's team, and the way just my brother spars is like if my brother spars somebody, it might not go good. Like it's just
he really making you a killer right now.
The intensity, it's just the intensity is very, very high. And then like a lot of people say like sparring is just to work, but it's just the way my brother is installed is a little different. So I don't want that animosity or like them bad intentions, like we done seen Devin grow up from yay tall. I mean, like he said they went to school together. So there's a whole lot of other people to beat up on than,
Okay.
Well, who have you gotten some of the best work from, though?
Cody Crowley. Cause he talks.
He too big. Come on.
I don't know. I don't know.
Dude like 54, man.
Nah, he 47. He 47. He 47. Devin sparred him. That's what I gotta ask. Devin sparred him. I gotta ask. And I don't know how long you may know Crowley. Maybe Crowley was lighter. Maybe you sparred him in amateurs.
I look after my brother's sparring sessions. Like I don't like to let my brother spar bigger people. I'm not gonna lie. When I seen Cobb 144, I was like, shit. Like, a lot of people lose their careers in the boxing gym, so you got to know how to move, man.
So you have been living off experience, LOX, or have you managed and dealt with other fighters? Man, is this your first experience?
This is my passion. I'm just rocking with passion here.
So what gave you the confidence to let your brother drive the vehicle that is your career?
It's just like kind of the way we grew up, always together. I feel like at the end of the day, he's gonna have the best interest in me than a lot other people, and just a lot of hard work. We work really hard together, so we overcome a lot of obstacles that are placed in front of us.
So now back to sparring though. Who have you gotten some of the best work from, whether Vegas or anywhere else?
I mean, Gervonta Davis.
Hold up. You can't just say Tank name and move on, man. We just had someone sitting in that very chair that when he said he sparred Tank, he was like, that man's power is real.
Well, the first time I sparred him, and this again to show, how good of a fighter I am, the first time we sparred, we were supposed to do a certain amount of rounds, and he had got out in 4 rounds.
He's notorious for getting out, though. Yeah. Have you heard that or not? Because I mean, I'm tired of hearing the motherfucker get out. It's crazy. He never do the whole 6 he tell people he gonna do. And if he tell you gonna do 10, he get out in 6. It's crazy.
He could do that, though. Fuck it.
Yeah, but that's after he beating up on somebody, right?
I mean, yeah, he got out on Ivan Redkach after he beat him up, but he didn't do the 6 that, said he was gonna do. And we just talked to somebody who said he got out in 6 too. He's notorious for getting out in 6.
Well, that's how I earned my contract with them. So that'll tell you a little something. If I would have got beat up or whatever, I don't think I would have been signed with my promotion. So
okay, so I actually wanted that story from you. I thought that maybe your brother was credit for getting you the deal. So it's just the performance in sparring, or did you do some behind the scenes?
Nah, my bros actually went up to Floyd and straight told him like, I want that contract, and he got it. Lil bro's got it, and then we just locked it up with Leonard Ellaby, and then we just, you know, rolled away from there. But I definitely planted the seed. We were hungry. I mean, we did 3 fights in Mexico. We didn't know where to go, how to move. We brand new, and we're really good friends with Andrew Tabiti and Juan Heraldez. We grew up with them, and I was like, man, the way to get put on is you got to beat up on Gervonta. Straight up. Like, so we ran the mountains, we were working and stuff, and we were hungry. Like, the hunger to get put on was there. So sure enough, it came to fruition. We sparred Gervonta in front of Floyd, and Floyd crazy, man. He got up in our ear and told him we gonna get fucked up left and right. Yup. And my brother was just focused, and it was good, man. Gervonta, you know, he gave us a lot of respect, and I think till this day he gives us our respect. So, you know, I respect him back.
Was that so? Would you say Gervonta then is the best sparring you've got?
I think so, yeah, because I was young at the time, so I feel like after that I picked up a lot more. Like, that was probably like the first time I ever did 8 rounds straight up. So I feel like I picked that up, took that, and became who I am today. So took it. Like,
was that your only time sparring, Tank?
No, I sparred him twice.
Okay. Yeah. What was the second time like?
We went 8 rounds.
So he gave you more.
Yeah, it was good.
And he knew what to expect then, so it was different.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same story. Like,
look at this guy.
It really was. Like you know, he's known to, you know, really put people out. You know, if you watch him spar, he's usually hurting dudes. You know, I never really felt like I was comfortable in there. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, you know, if he would have put me out or hurt me, you know, I wouldn't have got that contract.
But we're not here to win sparring sessions. I always have that in the back of my mind, you know, where we got to shine where it really matters, and that's under the bright lights.
So do you guys have a date?
Yeah, April 30th.
And a name?
Some 6-foot Mexican dude, nothing crazy.
So born and raised in Mexico?
Actually, born in Mexico, raised in Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah, 18 wins, 5 losses. He just 6 foot, so that's why, like I said, we focusing on our date. I mean, our opponent, and not, you know, helping Shakur Stevenson. You know, ain't no handouts over here. We focusing on our own selves.
That's good though, right? You guys fighting on the, you know, you're on his undercard, and you guys had, you know, the exchange or whatever you want to call it, and at the end of the day, it's the 130-pound division.
Yeah.
So anybody who is ahead of you, whether it be in rankings or the champions in that division, those should be the guys you want, right?
For sure, and that's how I always see it. You know, I always see, you know, who's the champion at the moment, and that's who I go after. You know what I mean? And I mean, as far as the gym stuff, you know, like, to me, it really don't matter. I go in there, put in my work. But as far as like this fighting stuff, you know, that's what I really take serious. Is I want the big names, I want the big fights, and you know, eventually we're gonna get there. And I think we're really closer than a lot of people expect.
It's funny you say that you feel you're closer than most people expect, because you just signed with Top Rank. They like to take their time before they kind of let the leash off their fighters, so to speak, unless you're, you know, doing what you're supposed to be doing. So, you know, I guess you have to do that in April. Show Mr. Brad Goodman and Bruce Trampler what it is you got for real, because, you know, a lot of people were high on Berlanga, right? But they kept giving him guys to make sure that he was this one-punch knockout guy, and then eventually things started to change. So they do their job over there very well. And, you know, we just had Frank, and he was obviously giving the matchmakers over there high praise. As a manager, and you, like you said, you're very protective of your brother, and you watch over him. Do you feel safer with the experience of these matchmakers?
Nah, at the end of the day, it's all business. They got their own best interests, as well as us, you know. So it's just business. You can never take it personal. But man, we had to come up the hard way, like, for real. Like, my brother did 2 fights, 3 fights, 4 fights without a contract, so we weren't protected. You know, Brad Goodman was just trying to get out the best out of us. Man, it was the hard times, but we here now. Uncle Goodman, he's a great guy.
Uncle Goodman.
Uncle Goodman is a great guy. Without him, we would have not got this deal. So a lot of respect to Uncle Goodman, straight up. We here
Bruh,
now.
so have you always been in Vegas, you yourself?
Yeah, I was born in LA, but I was raised out here. I was a boxer too. Shit, I had 100 amateur fights. Beat Jose Ramirez, beat Oceanique Foster about twice.
Oh, you beat my man Oshaki? Oh.
Oceanique and I we know each other real good. So, you know, it's all love, man. I didn't go pro, unfortunately, but hey,
Why?
It's paying off different now. I just didn't have we didn't have the program. I mean, it got tough, you know, like I don't want to speak up on my past, but you know, we here now. God got a different, you know, destination.
I wanted to ask because you know your brother obviously say he's Mexican descent, but you have like a different look about you. You got the Brooklyn going, like you hang with some Caribbean Latinos.
Man, I'm mixed up differently, yo. Like I got it all in me.
That's what's up. But you're the calm brother, huh?
Yeah.
So you're gonna be like the Angel Garcia of the team, and he's the Danny.
I'm gonna be Louis Cortez.
Okay, I hear you. I hear you. Make that name for yourself. Or would you expand, or you're focusing solely on him? And once you're done with him, do you get another fighter, or would you entertain fighters?
Man, this legacy gonna live forever. You know, I want to share my education and my knowledge. So absolutely, I'm always scouting for different talent. And like I said, I didn't go pro because I didn't have the right people around me. I mean, you could ask Devin Haney. Like, man, he done see me since I was yay tall too. So, you know, I just didn't know how to go pro. That was my biggest flaw. But like I said, we here now. So I definitely, I got some
so now you learned how to turn pro.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you think you've learned how to put a fighter in position? That's not your brother though.
I mean,
because you have a certain sort of love for him that, you know, it's just gonna.
But it's business. You feel me? So it's like you gotta even remove personal to the side, and it's business. And we've been, I think, businessly moving the right way. If not, we would have already took a L or some crazy shit. But God is great, and my brother's work ethic is insane, crazy. So we here now.
Man, Andres, that must be a good feeling, man. Your brother's literally sitting here explaining that he just didn't have the resources and the knowledge on you know, moving forward, and for you to get a contract with Floyd Mayweather after 3 professional fights, and then get now the top rank contract coming from where you're coming from, and you know, just for your family, what does that mean? Because I mean, that's literally getting it out the mud, right? Like you literally got it out of nothing, because if you didn't, your brother would have went pro. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, what's that like for your family to be able to, you know, come this far, and for your brother, even though he couldn't attain it, for now, he's kind of, and I don't mean this in no disrespect, but you're kind of like living your dreams through him. You get what I'm saying? And once again, I'm not trying to come at you, but you're living your dreams through your brother, and you know, to see what you've done, what's that been like just on a family aspect?
It's been great. You know, I know that my brother's dreams were to become world champion, you know, just as any fighter. And I do, you know, believe when I do become world champion, then that we'll have the same feeling. We'll have like, you know, like as if he was world champion, you know, I'd be world champion. So it's definitely mutual. And I know that when I win a fight or get a knockout, he feels what I'm feeling. So I don't think, so that's the difference between us and a lot of people, you know, like, you know, these trainers or whatever, they've already, you know, they've gotten fighters and they win these big fights, but they didn't really make these fighters. You know what I mean? They just kind of got them, trained them for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever, then won the fight. So me and my brother got a different feeling. I think that's why we work so hard too, because we know, you know, what we want. You know, and at the end of the day, you know, this is, you know, a hard sport, and you know it ain't easy. So, you know, we there though.
Just to kind of switch gears though, see you got the nice Balmain shirt
Yeah.
on the show. Are you into fashion? Is that something now that you getting those checks and things like that? that
No, his brother got some Balenciagas
Yeah,
on.
no,
That Top Rank deal might be better than we thought.
No, I asked though because obviously fashion plays a part. Fashion plays a part into boxing. Like you think about it, there's no other sport where you could wear whatever the fuck you want, in a sense, right? So there's a lot of fashion creativity, and I'm just curious. We see a lot of fighters with the jewels and the nice gear. I'm just curious, like, what are you into?
I mean, yeah, I'm into fashion, whatever. Cars, whatever, like it's whatever. But I mean, it ain't really like that, It's just.
Is there a passion or a hobby outside of boxing for you, like a pastime? Some people use fashion or cars, as that pastime. Do you have anything, video games or anything that you like to do outside of boxing, or is it just boxing?
Shooting guns, hanging with girls.
There we go.
So you're single?
Nah, I got a girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hanging with my girl before you get fired. Yo. So man, I'm not into guns, bro. I remember my friend took me to a range for my birthday. So obviously everyone watches movies. So I ran to the Desert Eagle, shot that, but then they start giving me these machine guns. That shit was scary. Like honestly, I'm like, I don't want that. It's too big. So what got you into guns?
See, I love that. I love that feeling. Like, I don't know. I think I don't really know what got me into guns. Once I started shooting them, I just kind of found a passion for them, and I just kind of like something you just want more and more.
And it's pretty cool.
How often you do it? Sorry, Danny.
I don't do it often at all since the COVID happened. The prices are crazy right now.
Oh, so
they raised the prices?
Yeah, for bullets.
And I thought he was gonna say he likes guns for the reason I like guns. I like really got into it because, bro, you could just go to the fucking desert out here.
You go to the range out here, you're dumb. Don't spend money at a range. Go out to the desert.
No, I mean, obviously if you don't have guns and then you have to go to a range. But like for us, we would go to the desert, and I'm from Chicago. I'm from the city, so it's either you shooting out a car window or you on a block or something. So going out to a desert, that shit was pretty cool. You should try it if you have your own guns or you got friends. Legally and safely. Go out there. It's definitely a fun time. Take out some carne asada out there.
You guys being from Las Vegas, born and raised, you into ATVs?
Not really.
Nah, you never hit the desert and dusted it up, huh?
Yeah.
And here I am hoping you have one. I'm looking for friends. For real, I love the ATVs, man. I'm just imagining how it would be in that desert, though. Gotta be fun. So,
Patreon?
No, because Madison told us about him yesterday, so I didn't have a post.
Okay, all right, no worries.
Yeah, but do we have any super chats for him?
No, let me see. No super chats.
So, once again, as the manager, what advice would you give for anyone else that's out there? If there's a brother duo that's looking at what you're doing and they're like, man, see, that could be us. We just got to keep working. What would you tell them to do outside of the normal? Just keep working.
Yeah, right. Man, it's so difficult. I don't know. Just have a vision and believe in the vision and execute the vision. That's how we got here. Put yourself in that position and make the best out of it. I mean, the internet's so powerful nowadays, and there's so many ways to move in the sport of boxing. So BoxRec, use the BoxRec database and start dialing these phone numbers just like how I did.
But to give them information, you mean use the BoxRec database as a manager? You have access.
Nah, we all got the same access. I just have a straight little login, nothing crazy.
Yeah, but you get phone numbers, and you get to see who has a fight.
Nah, it's all there. I got the same information you got.
So you don't have like the manager account?
Nah, I don't got.
Oh, you don't have a manager account? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we spoke to a manager that says he gets to log in.
Yeah.
And let's say your brother has a fight, but it isn't announced. He already knows, so he doesn't send an offer.
Nah, see, I might have to get that now.
Yeah, you gotta get that.
Yo, we just told a fighter yesterday. I think he's 3-0, 2 knockouts. He fights out of Bones Gym, and he just fought in Mexico.
Yeah.
We found out because we stream fights. We own
have the rights.
We have the rights to some fights in Mexico. We found out that BoxRec out there is different. That they have a representative for each state in Mexico.
It's a dirty game.
And so I told him, I'm like, yo, you got to stay on it because if somebody looks you up on BoxRec, you 2-0. They go to your Instagram, you're 3-0.
Yes,
and
sir.
it's happened a lot. So definitely want to stay on top of things, you know, especially when it's regarding your career, because it's like, I turn to pro, yeah, we're going to get him a TJ special. But it's